It's your boy Nizzy back with another high school league recap presented by the Esport Company in week 5 of Rocket League Division 1. We had Somerset up against Gateway, Hollidaysburg up against Penn, Trafford, Bishop Carroll taking on Forest Hills, and the bye this week goes to Brothersvalley. Let's take a look at our top 5 plays of the week for week number 5. Starting off at number 5, it's going to be an incredible save by Kentori of Bishop Carroll, coming across the crease to stop that one for our number 5 play. Moving on to number 4. It's going to be Pig Beast getting his own rebound off the back wall. Take a look at that incredible play by Pig Beast. Moving on to number 3. It's going to be Rye in overtime. Tied 1-1, and he puts that one home, gets his own rebound after he goes off the wall, and what just an incredible turn and shot there for our number 3 play. Moving on to number 2, it's going to be another Pig Beast play. Gets the double dribble off there, goes off the wall, and a third tap puts that one home. Good stuff there by Pig Beast, and our number 1 play this week is going to go to PK with the air dribble flip reset. Absolutely nutcase of a player there. Take a look at that for that goal. Let's look at this again. Gets the flip reset. Oh, look at that in slow motion. Rye gets the demo on the goalie. No chance to make a save when you're demoed, and Penn Trafford won that one 3-0. Forest Hills won theirs as well, 3-0 over Bishop Carroll. And here are the updated standings for week 5. Penn Trafford on a 5-0 streak. Let's see what happens this week. Nizzy's out.
Wow. Hello, it's me again. It's Foof again, and we are here.
We're back
for the final week number 6 of the Esport Company's Rocket League Division 1 spring season. Foof, it felt like yesterday that we just started, and now we're coming to a close.
Man, time flies, doesn't it, sis? I mean, just everyone a few weeks ago was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, sitting in a very familiar 0-0. But, as this race has gone on, as we get to this 6-week highlight here, I gotta say, we have a very fun one to start us off. A pair of teams that are, as they are back in the beginning, tied right now in the standings and in their records and looking to break that tie.
Most definitely indeed. Look at those standings. Penn Trafford rocking the 5-0. They played so well last week against Hollidaysburg. Hollidaysburg kind of going on a slate. They've lost their last 2. Somerset right there at the second spot, 3-1. Forest Hills, Gateway evening out with Bishop Carroll and Berlin down at the bottom. But those are your standings. We love looking at the standings. We love seeing how the teams do and how well they perform. But let's see how well those teams are going to perform against today, because we have got some matches on our hands for game number 1. It's going to be Forest Hills and Hollidaysburg. The battle of the 3-2, tied for that 3 spot. It's going to have implications in that playoff seeding.
Well, it's who's going to be able to step up to that 3rd place spot and who falls down to the 4th. And you talk about playoff implication is the way, but you cannot overlook Penn Trafford trying to continue their unbeaten streak, trying to beat Brothersvalley, who's trying to do the opposite, find their first win of the longest season. And then finally wrapping it up, at least on our scorecard, we're going to have Somerset going up against Bishop Carroll. But I think we're having a call in from the backside. We might have Somerset playing a back-to-back game against Gateway.
Oh yeah, okay. Because last week, unfortunately, we were going to see them play, and it got canceled. So Gateway, technically on a bye week, but they have rescheduled their match for today. So we're going to get a special treat for the fourth match of the day. 4 Rocket League games today, but we're going to have to start with game number 1. So let's go ahead and look at the rosters for today's matchup. We're going to start with the Forest Hills, the boys in green. And speaking of the boys in green, it's the man, the myth, legend, Pig Beast himself, coming in with Hot Shot and Vaco, fresh off of a win, outscoring their opponent 13-3 last week, Foof.
I mean, it's all that you really need to do is score more than your opponent, but doing it by a margin of 10, that is difficult to do. And so just riding that high tier talent and trying to look and stay ahead of their competition, not only in games, but in the scoring column as well.
Definitely. But we've got Hollidaysburg, who won it just as much as Forest Hills, with Brian Black 31, Donald Duck Roar, who we didn't get to see in action last week. So he's back. He's back, hungry for this win for his team. And of course, the man Nathan 517 coming up against the Forest Hills Rangers. Foof. It's gonna be a battle. What a way to start off the day. The 3-2 teams, third spot. You really can't ask better than that.
Well, I think we have a very interesting proposition set ahead of us because, obviously when you look at Forest Hills, I mean, they have a very consistent idea of, hey, let's get our player, our guy, Pig Beast going and let him fly early. But there has been an influx in the team play that has stalled that out. And so you're wondering, hey, this Hollidaysburg team, they are another 3-2 squad, as we say it 100 more times. I'm thinking that this series can go the distance, and we might see possibly a true reverse sweep if someone gets out to an early lead.
That's what you have to expect today. You mentioned that Forest Hills starting to play a lot more together as a team. I saw it last week. I've seen it time and time again. Hollidaysburg, they played well without Donald Duck, but when you're playing Penn Trafford, you don't have your starter with you. It's gonna sting, but that game is over now, so they don't have to lick their wounds anymore because now they have a chance for redemption.
Well, 5 minutes on the clock and possibly 5 games to determine who sits at the third place spot in playoff seedings. Could it be the team in that green and yellow Forest Hills? Could it be Hollidaysburg? Only time will tell. And right now, Pig B and company beginning to be under an assault. That clear across into the corner once again. Pig Beast has some control, but does not have a lot of boost. Looking for Hot Shot. Hot Shot opts to back off, though, and so they just hold on to possession as Vaco knocking on that door, but instead going into the corner.
And Brian's just going to elect for a big clear. Both teams have started off with a possession or two in the either side of the field. Not too much going. It's been a few pokes here and there. Pig B, maybe he's going to take a quick shot, but that one will be easily saved away. A nice demo. And right now we're experiencing that common fill-out period of game number 1 where both teams just try to poke the sleeping beast, see what they can get from it. This is a good chance, but Vaco not able to get contact on that one.
Unfortunate there, but Donald Duck trying to find an answer here. Hot Shot and company reeling back, and now they just take this ball because there was just so much space. Pig Beast over 1, trying to find a shot here, trying to use the wave dash effectively, but unfortunately the ball gets too far away. Pig Beast throwing it up, looking for a teammate, but the only car he... No, never mind. Donald Duck's just a bit too excited there, hauling it back down, and so a trade of possession from both sides as this ball is just kind of dancing across that midfield stripe.
And Donald getting a little anxious on the touches. We've seen it from Forest Hills. We've seen it from Hollidaysburg now, too. That's a slight touchdown from Vaco to Hot Shot. It does work. He has possession. Brian just sticking around being annoying. That's a good 50 from Donald. Vaco will have to make the save. It does. Nothing too dangerous for Forest Hills right now. They're getting good touches. Pig Beast will be there to clear it down the field. Hot Shot. Hot Shot's going to take a quick shot, but Donald solid on the third-man rotation. Easily cleared away, and now we're back to Pig B trying to force something.
Pass attempt coming here from Vaco. Donald Duck on the backboard, though, ready to deny. And Hot Shot 50'd hard as well. Pig Beast now the last man back. It's a 2v2, but the 50 standing that test of the offensive player. Nathan once again trying to get something going. Vaco the last man back and is credited with that save. That's a shot coming on. It's going to roll through. I think the third man stepped up, but it rolls too far to the right. Donald, that is a pass straight to Vaco, and Vaco wanted to say thanks, but just could not get turned around in time, and so it's just a possession touch as the ball now resting on the half of this Hollidaysburg team.
little bit of offense, a duration of offense going right now. Hollidaysburg still getting these touches. Now Donald will finally get something on the counter off the ceiling. He's not able to follow it though, and Pigby will just launch it down. That's a very awkward ball for Nathan. He's not going to be able to get contact. Pigby, that's a very weak shot. It will get saved away. That's time and time again now. Hollidaysburg so close to having that go in the back of the net, but it's not found its way yet.
Oh, I like the pass midfield. That's a follow-up coming from Brian, and that's the first one. First blood being found by this team of Hollidaysburg.
Well, I said, well, we didn't get the ball in our net, but we'll make sure to put it in there. It's beautiful passing play. The three-man team play from Hollidaysburg, sitting everyone. Third man, just great awareness to slot that to the left side. Only place that he could put it without it being saved. And Hollidaysburg finally strike first as we're well past halftime now.
Oh. Now just under 120 seconds left here in game number 1 of a best of 5 to determine who sits at that third place spot. Pigby going under, using a flip reset to stall it out, but Donald waiting patiently, saw through the smoke and mirrors, and is now pushing it back the other way, a pass midfield. That's going to press onto that near post, but Pig Beast ready to stand that into the other side once again. Brian, that's a dangerous touch. Hot shot is there, but cannot find the shot to fall. This is still off the backboard. It's still anyone's game, but Pig Beast goes high as well.
Oh, Forest Hills shaking their heads now. They've gotten so close so many times, but getting so close isn't getting you on the scoreboard. Pigby, very awkward touch. He's going to be able to corral it, though. Off the sidewall, launch it towards the net. Brian is going to be there for the clear, though. Vako right there to clean it up to the midfield. Donald, a double commit, is going to set up Hot Shot, but Hot Shot can't get any power on it. It's still Hollidaysburg defense, as awkward as it may seem, is still holding on.
Holding on for now. Vako looking to Hot Shot. Hot Shot playing up to it. A nice jump there. The speed was there. The pass was perfect, but they could not connect. Big B up in the air. Good dribble. Trying to find a third touch here to get something towards that net, but cannot find the shot. Nathan beat on that by Hot Shot, but once again, Brian getting the savior medal, standing up, and that's a shot coming on. Big B, hello.
Okay, I see you, Pigby. Brian, not the greatest touch off the corner. Tried corralling it, but Pigby just doesn't give him any time. And you can't really ask for a better place shot. Pigby just the top righty. And finally, he's happy after that. He's filled himself. Now he gets on the scoreboard. And now, 1-1, 30 seconds to go. It's anyone's game.
Back where we started, tied in the scorecard 0-0 because it's game 1 and tied overall. I mean, it is splitting hairs between these teams, but Pig B has been the difference maker so many times for this team. But again, Brian gets a save. Nathan and others putting the offense on. That could be something, but Vako is there. Now a pass attempt midfield. Nope, opting to go for the backboard play. That rolls into that midfield mix, but it's cleared out, and OT will be the result of game 1.
Holidays already looking at several times. They have just completely double commit, triple commit on a ball. You've got to be able to clean that up, especially against this Forest Hills team who's looking for everyone on the field. It's not just Pig B initiating the offense while he's there a lot of times. Everyone for Forest Hills hitting the passing plays. So got to clean up those defense mistakes. It's Pig B trying to do it all with his mechanics, but you're going to run out of boost eventually.
No, boost is a government myth. You don't need it. It's a crutch. But Hot Shot and company certainly looking to make something happen here. Donald crediting with a shot, cannot force that one through. This is a dangerous spot for Brian to be, but winning the 50. That is such an aggressive push, and it pays off in the short term, but the long term, it's flipped back onto their side. Hot Shot pressuring at midfield. Vako floating behind him, but Donald with such a big win, pushing it back towards his blue side. So kind of dancing on this sidewall, trading possessions back and forth.
Vako, very awkward ball off the back. We're not able to get that. Pigby gets faked by Brian. Donald's not going to make contact. Everyone electing to not hit the ball here. That's a dangerous 50 from Donald's going to set up Pig B. That's not the person you want to set up. A double commit, but it might work. Pig B to the backboard, but Nathan securing that one on the back end. Vako's still trying to keep this into play. Not the greatest touch. He's going to have to play back here, leave it for his teammate. Pig B will kind of take a quick shot, and Nathan again just playing patient on the defensive side. Nothing too dangerous here, and we're still carrying on into this overtime.
Well, Nathan can't get there. That is all the players up. Vako just has to put it in the middle of the net, and Donald Duck getting back in time to make that save. And so 90 seconds have gone by in this overtime period. Still neither team able to get it. That is teamwork incarnate, as that is a triple man pinch to flip the field. Big B, though, is big in about a lot of airspace. It's a 1v1. Donald Duck trying to keep it down. That's going to put it back on his own net. Big B's going to finish this game as well.
Oh, Rocket League, I love it. Donald unable to get that touch. He arrowed so nice to set himself up, but the last second just couldn't get the touch. The server maybe not helping him right there. And off of that hard-fought game, Pigby will get the open net and an overtime for game number 1. About as close
Only
as we
12
could have
shots on one player.
What? Pigby? Nah. No, 12
I was wondering when you'd
shots.
see that. I've been counting the whole game.
That's not right, Boom. That's just not right. That's inhumane.
So a total of 19 shots versus the 6 on the side of Hollidaysburg. You cannot allow a single player to shoot the ball 12 times or you will have a bad time, folks. And so Pig B on the back of going 2 for 12. That's all they needed.
Wow. 19 shots for Forest Hills. 12 of those from Pigby. Hollidaysburg, I'm just mind blown now because they only had 6 registered shots. They had, hang on, let me just look at 15 saves. 15 saves.
15 for 19.
That's just, wow.
Yep.
Forest Hills, just a barrage of offense, apparently. I don't know.
As one might say, it was a very quiet 12 shots, but it wasn't. I mean, he was all over the field, and I was just enjoying the saves coming out. So a double savior on the side of Hollidaysburg. But folks, defense only gets you so far, and it only got them to overtime where they could not outlast that shooting. You need offense. You need breakaways. You need to find a way to get it past your opponents consistently. And I'll be honest, Pig B, Vaco, and Hot Shot, they couldn't do it consistently, but they had enough, and eventually you'll break down the door.
Yeah, I mean, unless that door is possibly made out of like full quality metal and you're using your bare hands, but clearly they've got the tools in hand. As like that's another shot for Big B. It's gonna be off the post, but just like that, starting off the game, Forest Hills leaving right where they start. What a save! Nathan out of the goal manages to get that one, and that was a great save. There's nowhere else that Pig B could have placed that ball.
And respect coming out from the competitor there, dropping the save from Pig P. That's low here by Nathan. I like the idea. That's going to be an open net, but Donald Duck pulls it to the right. It was the one they needed. The dunk comes through. Immediate comeuppance there to put it back in.
Well, most redemption passes take a little bit of time to develop, but Donald took 2 seconds right here, straight after missing the open net, completely dunks the defender into next year, and Hollidaysburg striking first yet again in this game, but you gotta be careful because Forest Hills offense, that we've seen so far, they have a tendency to start off, and once they get going, it's hard to stop them.
Right now, PB credited with their second shot of this very young game, number 2. The ball still in this net. Vaco is there. He kept it low, but Donald Duck rotating back in time to find another save. I mean, this defense has already been battle tested with that first game. I mean, almost 20 shots, and we're over that 20 shot mark with both of these shots coming in now. And so rarely do you see a defense that has had to have like withstood this much pressure as Vaco once again trying to find a touch, but Pigby and company just kind of poised and waiting for that perfect opportunity.
And Hollidaysburg, they're not normally a tendency to be a defensive team. They like to constantly keep pressure. They like to send Donald for demos, disrupting the play. And right now, they just have yet to have that ball pressure. So they're giving up so many shots, and they're defending them. But I feel like they're just taken aback a little bit by how well Forest Hills is playing together, especially as a team. We have seen so many passing plays and everyone pushing up. That's not something we're accustomed to seeing from Forest Hills. So they definitely made the adjustments. Now the question is, can Hollidaysburg make the adjustment?
Hollidaysburg wants to find that adjustment. All right, you know, the Golden Tigers still trying to find an extender because one was not enough last game. We have these players. Obviously, Pig B, Hotshot had 3 last week. Vaco was not there, but this team now, it's not only a player. You talked about it in the earlier. This team can find ways to score. Now it's a 3v1. Hotshot, the last man back, and usually you want to look away from those long clears, but that was exactly what was needed on that defensive side. And that's a double commit here coming out from Hollidaysburg. Can this team in Pig B look to punish?
Oh, that was a chance there off of a dangerous touch from the backboard. It does get saved away, and Nathan will launch this to the other side of the field. Hot shot's not going to get contact there. Brian will come in for 50. A double quick for Hollidaysburg. Vaco staying on, trying to pop it over. Donald does so, but Nathan is there to clean it away. PB playing very patient, has the boost, flicks it over 1, trying to get control, flicks it past 2. Is Hot shot there? Hot shot's there. The quick shot, but that one's off. Brian pops it to himself, maybe another one, but still, it's just constant pressure from Forest Hills. Always a car there. Look at Pig B off of the ceiling. Just no fear regarding his challenges.
Oh, but a team bump comes out. Pig B in the corner. Hot shot looking for Pig B. Vaco is there. The 1-2-3 shot attempt coming on, but that one's a bit soft. A demo attempt as well, using that shot as a facade to look for that bump. Donald Duck, sidewall attempt, trying to find a second touch here, but can't get it to fall. That one bounces through. There's no real clear until Pig B calling his teammates off. Brian is there, though, but the miss backflip opening the door to keep it on this side.
Nathan, that's a great touch. Pig B very awkward, but Brian was very far back, and this doesn't really feel like a lead for Hollidaysburg right now, but they've been up this entire game. This is their only offense that they've had so far, but it is working. Brian's going to get 50 by Hot Shot. Hot Shot is not going to get the double. Nathan setting up the air dribble, has control, but he's running out of boost. Not much he can do. Donald's going to be there to call him off. A quick shot, but not enough power to really make that dangerous. And Brian will clean it up. It's still Forest Hills setting up this counterattack.
One thing that I really liked from the defense of Forest Hills is they sat and waited. They're not forcing anything. They're letting the ball come to them. But when you look at a team digging its heels in, Hollidaysburg on the offense side now needs to move the ball around. Look for passing options instead of the shots, or use the shots for backboard plays instead of shots themselves to move this defense around. That's wanting to dig its heels in. Brian, be careful. That's your own net you're putting it towards. Pig B and Donald Duck now looking for a bit of a 1v1. But Donald Duck, it's a bit too overzealous, dropping it down to Pig B, and Pig B now given free airspace. I think he has the flip reset. He does, but he's a bit late with it and can't get it to fall.
Trying to set up the musty attempt there, just like you said, too late on the flip. A good demo to set up something here, but they've got to get it a lot quicker than this. Piggy off the sidewall to himself, not the greatest touch. Hot shot will be there and gets it past Nathan. Maybe the double. Piggy, can you get the read? No, Brian's there. Donald will dive in. 10 seconds to go now. Hot shot can't get it past Nathan. Nathan staying on this. Vaco will dive in. Time ticking down. It's just corner, corner, corner right now.
Still
you got to get towards the net. Pig B, no boost. What can you do? You're not going to be able to do anything in Hollidaysburg. Just holding on strong.
Hollidaysburg, I said one might not be enough, but it was just enough here. And then only having the 2 shots. Again, a very quiet offensive game from them, but it was just enough, Sis. And I think you'll hear that a lot in this series when you have teams that are so tightly contested, with the ball being going from both sides, just people running around, fighting for boost, fighting for control. It is going to be the smallest of margins to take that 3rd place spot.
I mean, we've been stressing it. How close could you get? A game 1 overtime, a game 2 by a 1-goal differential. I mean, it is
the only goal.
Battle. The only goal of the game. How does that happen? How do you go from 20,
shooting
20
19
to that? You know, that's just how good these teams are. That's how much that they want it. It's how much they're fighting. So it's 1-1. We expected it to be close. And now we're approaching the time where it's like, all right, crunch time. Who's going to outlast? Because great, I'm really happy Hollidaysburg could play defense the entire game and not give up a goal. Can you do that twice though? Let's be for real. I don't see it happening. I just don't.
You can't. There isn't a prevent defense in Rocket League, Sis, or at least it's a hidden tech that I haven't learned. And so, you're going to have to step up and contest a lot of these midfield touches, and both teams are willing to do that. It's just who can now take advantage of an overreaching third, or who can find the open net first and make it go in, because there have been opportunities both ways that have fallen by the wayside. Vaco given one here, and he does the right thing, going far post with the soft touch. It's 1-0.
Vaco said, what? You said someone needs to capitalize. I got you. A perfect shot. Top left. Donald maybe thrown off by that.
Did you see the roll?
He shot that. That's just Vaco. That's perfect. That's a perfect shot, a perfect play. 1v1, you take full advantage of it, and that's what we want to see from these teams. Now Hollidaysburg, you get the early goal given up to you. Now you have to play offense. You can't just play defense the whole game again.
I want to break etiquette and go back to that one, because the big thing there is not the shot itself. It's one, the positioning of the car, and 2, the direction of the flit. If you watch Vaco here, now he's going to find another one going the opposite post. 2-0, not even 30 seconds in.
Okay, Vaco, we understand you're on a mission now. Beats out everyone at the team bump from Hollidaysburg in the back end. That is not what you want to see. The pressure maybe getting to them. Now Vaco's gifted that last goal, so 2 quick unanswered goals in the first 30 seconds of the game. Forest Hills riding the wave of momentum right now. Hollidaysburg struggling.
Right now, a chance starting to mount for this team of Forest Hills, and it's been off the back of Vaco. Pig B having an assist and Hotshot having an assist. So technically, everyone's been involved already. We're not even done with the first 60 seconds of game number 3. A pass there, but denied by Vaco once again. Pass attempt here, but he can't get it to fall. Pig B letting this one roll down, but gets demoed for his troubles. The power play starting to mount. Nathan looking for a backfield touch. That's going to be going off the backward. A double might be there, but Pig B, the respawn, a bit too OP.
Both teams feeling the heat now, but guess who's there again for the hat trick in the first minute and 23 seconds? Vaco off of the pass from Pig B to the backboard. Look at the speed, the vision, the awareness of your teammate. 3 unanswered for Forest Hills, and guess what? We're nowhere even close to being at halftime.
I want to point out to the over-aggressive third there, and guess what happened immediately? You push, you miss, there's no one home. Vaco scores. And so I think we should be looking at a name change for Vaco. It might be vacant, as he is just making this net seem empty. 3 goals already. Pig B and Hotshot running door to door right now. A pass midfield looking for that star striker. Held scoreless so far, but a pair of saves and a pair of assists has helped his team get to a 3-goal lead.
It's going to go on the clock. Hollidaysburg, still plenty of time to make your way back into this game. Rocket League, oftentimes a game of momentum, but right now all the momentum has gone in the favor of Forest Hills. And I'm noticing too, Hollidaysburg, a lot of times they're getting beat to the boost. They're getting beat to those full pads, those little pads that they need, and it's not able to set up anything on offense. Maybe they can get something going here, but right now the boost control has been heavily in the favor of Forest Hills.
Oh, the ball now resting on Forest Hills half, but only for a moment. Pig B got Donald Duck up, and he's still on the ball here, just pushing. Not even the ball, but just applying pressure, making this defense cringe, sweat a little bit when you see that player behind the ball on your side. Ryan, near post opportunity, but does not have the speed or angle to get there. Still down by 3 at the midway point. You have Hollidaysburg looking for their first shot, Sis. Not their first goal, their first shot, as that one is immediately denied. Nathan turned away again.
That's just, Hollidaysburg is getting shut out in every single possible moment right now. They get so close to just getting a shot, like you said, and there's always a Forest Hills car there. Speaking of a car being there, Pygmy's gonna flip that one to net, and no one is in position ready for that one for Hollidaysburg. I'm not sure what happened here. Nathan just popped it up high. Pygmy took the shot, and Brian just cheated up way too close to that one.
I mean, it was just the perfect floater. Not a finger roll perhaps, but just the soft layup to drop it in under that crossbar and bounce down and in. Nathan looking for their first still. Another shot coming on, but another one being denied by Vaco. This one going far post, and Pig B is there. And so every single shot that Hollidaysburg has had this game, and a flip reset coming from Pig B. I'm just going to throw the defensive stats behind me because offense is all you need.
Look at him work. Beautiful carry, and so much power on that flip reset. That is a perfectly executed, perfectly planned shot by Pig B, doing his magic of 1v3ing on Forest Hills. And they are just running away with this match. It is getting hopeless and hopeless after every single goal for Hollidaysburg.
I mean, it is just an absolute terror on the side of Hollidaysburg, as they have been torn down in this game. And it's going to be going by way of Forest Hills to get them at match point if something just immaculate doesn't happen. About 80 seconds still left to be played. This one going a bit high, and it still stands at a 5-goal lead. Pig B and company have woken up, and their offense is humming.
Donald, a nice 50 down the other side of the field, but I mean, you are staring down. You need about a goal right now for every kickoff, and it's just not happening. There's a Forest Hills player there every single time. Brian is going to try to control this, but Vaco's right there to pressure it. Pig B up quickly. It forces a double clip from Hollidaysburg. Maybe a shot from Vaco, but a little too antsy on that one, trying to get a 4th goal for the game. They don't need goals, but they're still going. They're still trying to keep this pressure going. A demo in the backfield maybe sets it up, but Brian looked alive for the pass, but I feel like you just got to sink that one in.
Well, Vaco sees an opportunity once again, and this is now 6-0. Forest Hills on the back of the perfect shooting of Vaco, a 4-for-4 standing tall.
you just can't. Forest Hills is just clicking like a well-oiled machine right now. They are functioning in every aspect that you could hope for, and Hollidaysburg has just been beaten down continuously by this eruption of offense from Forest Hills. 30 seconds to go now, just about, and I mean, maybe a goal here for the road for a little bit of a small victory, a compensation prize, but you've got to go next game at this point.
Oh, Pig B beat on the 50 there by Donald Duck. Donald has only the single boost to work with, looking for a pass, but Vaco is there to shut it down. This man has been on offense. He's been in midfield. He's bumping his teammate, I think, or was that an orange car? Couldn't see, but a flip reset used anyway. Pig B, I just feel like I'm watching a man possessed right now, in control of this game, in control of his car, and now in control of this series is Forest Hills.
You can't. I said, all right, Hollidaysburg, I don't think you can play defense for an entire game like that again. And I really feel like I just jinxed them. So I cast a curse of them into oblivion because they did not play defense at all. They couldn't. They only had 2 saves compared to that first game of like, what, 14 saves, 15 saves. Forest Hills, only 11 shots, but they went 6 for 11 off of, like you said, perfect shooting from Vaco. 746 points. Forest Hills.
Points don't matter.
They don't matter, but come on.
Listen, at least that's what all of my solo queue teammates tell me. But all that matters at the end of the day is a hanging 6 points, 6 goals that went in this game, and now it sits at 2-1. Forest Hills at match point. Hollidaysburg needs to win 2 in a row to take that 3rd place spot and secure it themselves, but they're going to have to step up on the defensive side. They're going to have to stand taller at the midfield. We're going to have to see a return to the first 2 games.
And you said we might end up in a situation where a team will have to reverse sweep. And well, it wouldn't be a reverse sweep. This is about as close as you can get to
it. It would feel like it, wouldn't it?
It would feel like it, just because of the way Forest Hills have been playing. After getting beat 6-0, your mental is chalked. Your mental has plummeted. You are hurting. You are licking your wounds right now. But guess what? Those wounds aren't permanent. You can sew them up right now. But the question is, are you going to?
Need to find an answer, and maybe an answer is some early defense, but I mean, it has been defense early, it's been defense late, it's been defense in the mid game, and it's Pig B finding another angle, but Donald Duck is there. 3 cars on the side of Hollidaysburg are in their net, and that is not a winning method. We've seen them stand, and I mean, it has been a brilliant showcase of their defense, but eventually, even the strongest iron wall gets knocked down when tested time and time again by a battering ram. Pig B once again into the corner, past one, but Nathan is there. The demo slows this clear out, and so Brian and company are still the 2 left. Pig B with a Duncan. Now it's a mad dash bash to the near post, but that's a save off of Nathan, and the clear coming out. A Herculean effort here by the man in the Octane.
Nathan and PB just had simultaneously extremely fast recoveries there. Just 2 shots after a row, but saved both times. Still Vaco keeping this in, looking for his strong start to this game again. So able to get the ground pitch. All 3 players for Hollidaysburg on the backboard right now, and I love backboard defense, and I stress it to a lot of players, but we don't want your entire team on the backboard.
You do not want your entire team on the backboard, and right now, you really can't worry about anything other than trying to find that first goal. Donald Duck was pressuring from that side. I don't know if he went for the shot or was going for a bump, but neither were found. That is a midfield touch. Vaco waiting for it here, goes off the sidewall to bait Donald Duck off. And now Nathan just watches everyone fall in front of him. And Pig B having to get up and make a touch into the corner, trying to deter this offensive push. Ryan in the corner once again. Donald Duck is there. It's a team bump coming out. Hot shot, and Pig B a little bit of a communication breakdown as the defense on the side of Forest Hill starting to bend, but not breaking, as they still stand at the 0-0 scoreline.
See Hollidaysburg starting to
okay,
commit, but Nathan, how do you make that save? The reaction time on that is superb. Nathan has made so many clutch saves for this team over and over again. We see it's starting to give some confidence to this team. They're starting to commit more. They're diving more for balls when they're on the offensive side of Forest Hills. They're not getting the connection, but I think Forest Hills a little bit on their back, but that's not the touch you want. Donald will sink it in, and just like that, utter disaster for this Forest Hills team.
I mean, Donald takes that every time. Hotshot was trying to set his teammate up, but unfortunately it goes back to the corner where Donald Duck was cheating. And so first blood being drawn, much like last game, to a very small mistake that's immediately punished.
double commit from Hollidaysburg. It does get launched to the backboard, so not the dangerous touch here. A double commit again. Brian will get the touch. Big getting bumped by his own teammate. Has to boost to work with flicks over one. Still trying to keep control of this. No one challenging for Hollidaysburg, just playing patient. Nathan, nice dribble moves, gets it around one, trying to get to the midfield to his teammate, but Vaco is there for the interception. Pig B now has control to the backboard, looking for the triple, but Nathan again, the solid rock on defense. This is awkward for Hotshot. It does get the touch, but that one has to get saved. It does. And Forest Hills now just playing the permanent defense.
The chance, Donald Duck on the side wall. Vaco, backboard play, looking for it, but there is another touch as that one finds its way into the mix. Donald Duck over one. Nathan trying to clear this here. That is a miscommunication. The ball's still there. Pig B pulling the trigger on the shot, but it's saved by Donald Duck. I am watching a team tightrope walking on the razor's edge, and they stand uncut right now with holding this 1-goal lead.
Don't fall off, because if you fall off, there is a pile of gators right below you ready to bite, and that gator has been Pig B so far, doing all the work for his team. Vaco's gonna launch it up, trying to hit up Pig B. Pig B, not the greatest touch, tried to set it to himself, but Donald just playing patient. Brian will come in, hits it past one. Donald the back pass to Nathan, but Nathan wasn't quite ready for it, but it still keeps possession right now. I think they are just playing on pins and needles, but it is working as of the moment. But look at the space given to them.
It's an opportunity here. Pig B is up. He's catching back up to this one. It's going to be a spot for a flip reset, but Brian slamming that one away, not allowing a flip to be reset in his end again. That's a flip reset from Nathan. That's going to open the door for Vaco, but he goes a bit too high. A bit late on that jump means he pushes it too high up in the air. And so, another touch coming on. That's a shot credited once again to Vaco, and he was 4 for 4 last game, but is yet to find the back of the net here. You need to get one of these two shot masters going. If they can't find it soon, it's going to be a game 5. Half a minute left. Nathan looking to try and find the deal to put it away, but it's saved as Vaco starting to find some offense once again.
Maybe a do or die moment here for Pig B.
B.
One. Look at the demo, the backfield, the bump attempt. But Nathan again makes the clutch save time after time after time. He is there. 15 seconds to go now. Pig B, you're going to have to get this ball down the field, but he gets dunked by Donald. No time given to him. Time is of the essence here as we're approaching just the last few seconds.
And now 5-4-3. The team in this side needs to get a clear, and that one is something they can use to start, but there's no follow-up to it. Pig B, the last man left on this ball, and so it falls down, and Hollidaysburg able to take it, and so, as I woefully predicted, folks, we're going to be having a 3-2 finish to break apart the two teams tied at 3-2. Sis, Game 5 is upon us, baby.
What is a series move? I don't understand.
It's Rocket League, man. That's what it is.
This is prime Rocket League. If anyone watching right now does not understand the game of Rocket League, or you knew, or you're trying to figure out, this is Rocket League, all right? This is Rocket League in a nutshell. You can go from beating a team...
Soccer with cars.
Soccer with cars. You can go from beating a team 6-0 like Forest Hills, and then Hollidaysburg doing what they did again from game 2 can just score one time and play defense the rest of the series, and it works. How does it work? I don't understand, because my mind is
It's not supposed to work
right
like that.
It's not. That's what makes Rocket League so crazy.
Well, right now we have seen two differing styles, a true test of rock, paper, scissors. It's not RNG based. It's been strategy. It's been skill. It's been contests. It's been misplays and highlights. But now we stand at a game 5. Winner walks away with the 3rd seed. Loser moves down to 4th. So we're going to see what team moves up to 4-2. Who moves down to 3-3. 5 minutes left to find us a victor.
You gotta throw all of your cards on the table out. You're going all in here. Pig B starting off his corner. That's not the greatest touch. Brian thought that the player's gonna touch it. Donald is there for the follow-up, though. And my heart skipped a beat right here because I felt Brian. I was like, oh, Brian. He thought Hotshot was gonna hit it, but Donald thankfully there for his team to follow it up. And Hollidaysburg in 8 seconds scoring off again. Are we about to have the holding the line again for the 452 Foof? I don't know.
Well, it's only been 8 seconds, so it's going to be an interesting play. That was a very uncharacteristic touch coming off of Pig B's nose, and you know that he's going to be wanting it back. But he has lived up to the moniker. It's been a beast time and time again. We just need to see the beast find the back of the net here, as I believe he's been held scoreless in over 4.5 minutes of past Rocket League. Vaco puts that one on, and Pig B making me eat my words with the near post play, tying it up 1.
He said, hold on, wait a second. Are you calling my name? Let me just pull off the headphones really quick because I heard you. Pig B off of the gorgeous dime from Vaco. What a passing play. And Hollidaysburg not able to play defense the entire game again. They're going to have to get on the offensive side of things now. 1-1, 4:27 to go. And maybe they can... Oh,
what a shot! Brian, are you kidding me?
what? No. I've seen it all in this series, but no, that's just a cherry on top right there.
An
Oh my
absolute
goodness.
missile. 111 miles per hour. The pitch comes through. The kickoff, it is punch, counter punch right now in game 5.
I said, Hollidaysburg, you need to score. And they told me right there, a missile of a team pitch I have not seen in a very long time of casting and playing Rocket League. That's how you get on the highlight board. And maybe Vaco can get something going here. The pass to Pig B, he beats him, but that was going to be off the post.
Oh, it goes off the post. MVP post reigning still on the defensive side. Pig B and company have a ton of time and a ton of pressure and a lot of boost to pass midfield, but it's too far in front of Vaco. That's a double commit coming from the side. They had the pinch magic work, but can't get it to fall there. Nathan, backboard play. That's a pass out midfield. Pig B looking for it, but is demoed for his troubles. Vaco in a 1v1, but that flip into it a bit delayed, and so it turns into a roll instead of a shot.
Try to get the pinch to the backboard. We see the attempts coming from Hollidaysburg, trying to hit all of their teammates right now. It's good shots, but Pig B maybe getting something, but Brian will intercept at the midfield. Vaco will dive again. A lot of Forest Hills players we see cheating up to that midfield line. They're third men and not scared to get close to it. You gotta be careful because it clears like that.
Opportunity here arising for Donald Duck, Roar, and company to find a goal to put them up 2. Nathan on the side wall here. Hot shot. Can't get it to fall. Vaco a bit too excited as well. So Donald Duck off the backboard. There is no one home, but diving to make the save is Vaco. And now it's a 2v2. Hot shot into the corner. Chasing this one up is Nathan. He's going off the ceiling, trying to catch back up this one, but got a bit too far ahead. Big B giving a shot. Brian isn't up in time, and that one's going to fall, but it goes back out. And so it's still 2-1.
Oh, utter disaster for Pig B. Thought that he had the read off of the crossbar, couldn't get it, and Forest Hills, the opportunity to just take it away from their hands. Still the lead in Hollidaysburg side, 2-1, approaching halftime. Donald is literally backwards, trying to do it all. A very high hit. He's not able to get that one to the net, but this game, Foof, is gonna give me a heart attack with all of these different plays happening.
And that is off the sidewall once again. Pig B 50 hard there in the ball. Resting at midfield. Nathan towards this backboard. A self setup. A shot coming on, and that was the one they needed. That one's there as well. It's rolling through. Vaco racing towards it, and a team save. Making it at the end. Pig B going the other way, but Donald is there, rotating all the way back home, making sure that is not an open net to tie game 5 up. Pig B forces it through. There's no follow-up. It's 2-2.
What? No, not like this, Hollidaysburg. You've got to, Donald, you've got to go for that ball there. You cannot give Pig B a shot opportunity like that. That is too free. He would hit that with his eyes closed, with his hands tied behind his back. That is the defensive error you don't want to see. Now it's 2-2. A minute 49 to go, and we're back even in game number 5, anyone's game.
Oh, it's a huge dunk coming from Pig B, but there was not a lot of follow-up. Vaco was a bit too far behind in that rotation to catch up. So, tied with 98 seconds left to play. Vaco off the backboard. He's got Pig B collapsing in here. Shot coming on, and that finds its way through, abusing the right post. Again, it's 3-2.
Yes, who's heating out for Forest Hills? The one, the only, the Michael Jordan of this team. We've said it time and time again. Look at the placement. Hollidaysburg just lost in the sauce on defense, unable to get anyone on the contact for the ball. And Forest Hills 2 unanswered goals now. A minute 30 to go. Hollidaysburg, you've got to strike back.
3-2 here and 85 seconds left to play. Hollidaysburg has had the lead. They've looked really good, but Pig Beast, he has been awoken. Game 5 buff in hand, and perhaps too large of a lead to be overcome.
Yeah, Pig B said, yeah, you may look good this series, but I look even better. The read off of the backward, just too speedy. Hollidaysburg not able to get anyone up there fast enough. And now what was such a close game in the blink of an eye has transitioned into a 2-goal lead. Maybe a third one. Hot shot to the backward. Can't find the double. Pig B can't get the read. That's everyone for Forest Hills pushed up, and Nathan can't catch up to it soon enough.
Pass. That's midfield. He's got the block, but Vaco survives the contact, makes a save across the other side of the net. Hot shot, low and steady here, trying to find a back pass. Nathan gets cut off there, so sacrificing life and limb to keep the ball in their possession. Hot shot not wanting to go for the shot, opting for the smarter play of possession. That is all three players on side of Hollidaysburg tight together. Nathan off his own backboard. They need to find two. Big B trying to make it three. Vaco, he has scored so many, and that's going to be another one. The dagger, perhaps, put into the heart of the Golden Tigers.
Forest Hills, you just can't stop their offense when they get heated up. Look at that. The horrible fear of the Hollidaysburg is experiencing right now on defense. That mistouch there. Everyone freezes on the goal line. They don't know what to do. Vaco with a picture-perfect placement. And that one can't find the back of the net. That had to go in for Hollidaysburg. They are out of time, out of willpower, out of gas. It is just falling apart.
Less than half a minute to be played. You need three if you're Hollidaysburg. A bump opening the door, but Pig B is there. Double commit here from Donald Duck and Nathan. Pig B just controlling it away, putting this home. Vaco just needs to continue to milk this clock away. A pass coming through. Hot shot looking for his first, but he can't get it to fall. And it's a return to form. And how fitting that shot number 12 goes in. Pig B 5 for 12.
Remember Foof the last time that Forest Hills had 12 shots? You know who had those 12 shots?
I know.
It was Pig B.
Fitting.
Guess who has 12 shots again?
It's fitting.
Finish it off of a double touch. Give them 15 shots for the game. Why not? Hollidaysburg, they didn't have 14 saves this game. It showed. And Forest Hills, a Game 5 win against this team that was so good. What a series, Foof. I'm just speechless right now.
So the most important thing about a series is growth. The most important thing about a season is finishing behind growth. This team that was reliant so heavily on 1 to 2 players perhaps at times has developed itself into a legitimate, well-oiled machine that now plays around those players instead of asking for them to work alone. I mean, obviously, Big B had 12 shots, but it's not because he's doing it alone. He had 2 assists off the back of Vaco. Hotshot had an assist as well. They set them up so he can knock them down.
Just I'm shocked because like you can tell a team and watch a team over and over again and tell them, look, this is what you need to do better, but you're not always going to see that improvement. Forest Hills has done that improvement. They have went from, like you said, just from that solo play, relying on one play, they have become a team and they have earned their win today against this very good Hollidaysburg team after a crazy fight from both teams. A game fight. You can't get closer to that. You predicted it. I believed it. It happened, but Forest Hills comes out the victor from the hands of Pigby that final game. And that was only game 1 for today. And I've already just gone speechless.
Match 1 of our regular season finale says we have gotten off to an amazing start. So, I'm going to get a break to get a breather myself, says, so Twitch chat, make sure you stay tuned because right in a bit, we'll be back after a short break.
Welcome back, everyone, to game number 2, or I should say series number 2 of the day after very exciting, breathtaking, speechless series number 1 that hopefully everyone has recovered from. I've caught my breath. Foof, you've got your breath. And now we've got game number 2 underway between a tale of 2 teams, at least based on the record.
Well, it's a tale of 2 different seasons happening at the same time. And I'm not talking about winter or summer. I'm talking about Penn, Trafford, and the Warriors going up against the Berlin Brothersvalley Mountaineers. We have one team that has yet to lose a series on the side of the Boys Rock and the W, whereas Mountaineers still searching for series win number 1.
Are searching indeed. And I mean, hey, what better time to do it than against the
last week of the season
number 1 team in the last week of the season? That would be a Cinderella story in its own. But speaking of stories, let's take a quick story and dive into the rosters for today. Game number 2 for the home Penn Trafford Warriors. The Warriors is going to be Rye, PK, and Burb. Those famous names, we all know him. We've all seen him play.
Only said those a couple of times, huh?
only a few times this season, but we said them nonetheless.
Yep. And then on the flip side, the boys rocking in the blue and light blue sometimes. You have Axel Explosion, who's been kind of a hit or miss player. Looking to see him step up. You have iconic Caden. And then Romy. I mean, all three of these guys come together, and at times they are a very well and solid cohesive unit. It's just about the consistency and having that identity of a team transitioning to being very good on the defensive side and then maybe losing in transition, or being good in transition and not having it in the end in offense.
Definitely some kinks, I guess you say, that they've been trying to work out throughout the season, trying to get better with each other, learning how each other play, and trying to adapt that. And now it all comes down to this final game. Playoffs is next week, but right now you've got to focus on this Goliath of a team that you're facing up against. And every team in this league, they just have a certain fear about them when they play Penn Trafford, and I think that's well deserved.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you have yet to lose a series, you are the team that everyone will be gunning at, but it's just they have brought their best, and it's just not been enough to dethrone the Kings, and they're looking to try and crown themselves with an undefeated season, Sis. And it's not only just securing that first place spot, but just giving them that knowledge of, yeah, we are surely going to be looking and holding in these playoffs.
And it could be, last season, the vibes, I guess, the jitters can go up a little bit. That's going to happen. So I think Penn Trafford, this first game, maybe going to play a little bit different. Maybe they've already got number one spot secured. They could just use this game for practice. They could use this game to prepare for playoffs. They could do pretty much anything they want because they are cruising right now on a cruise ship in Berlin. Just they have a lot of work to do right now.
I gotta say, PK's name trolled me a bit because it's so long. I thought there were 4 players on the side of blue, and I was like, Sis, you're not supposed to be on the field.
It's just so much Rocket League today. I just had to get on the field. I'm sorry, but no, yeah, I get what you're saying. I thought the same thing when I first saw it, but it's only one player. Even though sometimes it does feel like he's a lot of players combined because of how good he is. It is only indeed one player.
Penn Trafford right now looking to try and control this game. Currently rocking in the green, and you have Brothersvalley in that stark white and blue. Aromi putting pressure on here. Past it midfield, but Burb is there to shut it down and send it the other way. The Warriors trying to start their second offensive opportunity of this game. A pass midfield, it's looking for PK. PK, though, stalled by Caden.
Berlin trying to set up their own offense. We've seen a few demos come out, some physical plays. Burb will cut the rotation for that, though. He's not able to get the second one. Explosion, a light touch to the backboard. Romy's not there. Rye will just clear it off. Caden, a light pop to himself. Trying to set up another one. Burb with a pre-jump, though. PK looking for control. Hits it past 2, but he's going to get demoed for his efforts. Now Caden will start it off. And Berlin, a little bit of offense here on the side of things, staying in the half of Penn Trafford, and that is a feat in itself that is worthy of accomplishment. They're trying to keep it going. That's a great clear from an Explosion. So Penn Trafford playing a little bit of defense on their own, and another demo coming out of Berlin.
It's sometimes you have to come with the unexpected. So physicality could be starting the way. It's just a way you can kind of knock this team off of their mark as Axel looked for it, but Caden can't find it as well. So 2 players missing. Now it goes the other way. The Warriors pushing forward. PK almost with a double off of his opponent, but that touch getting a bit too far away from Rye. Up once again, and it's just more of a baiting touch. Just getting the boost out of that defender. PK wants to find it here. It's falling. Going to drop right back down to him, but he cannot get that second touch to fall.
I just love the car PK's using. That Lamborghini. It just recently came out in the shop. One of the nicer versions that they released, in my opinion. Don't anyone get mad at me because you like your Lambo better than mine, but still Berlin trying to get their own counter going. Oh, gotta watch my words, too. Look for the flip reset, and of course, if you're gonna use a flat car, this is another unpopular opinion. If you're gonna use a flat car, you might as well just be trying to freestyle it because it is perfect for flip resets. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rye putting a shot on there, but it's a bit too high to go. PK following it up, and he's going to go high as well, but this time has the double tap to finish.
Well, it wasn't a flip reset, but I'll take it, PK, to start off. A nice setup off the crossbar. A little bonk there. And Penn Trafford starting off scoring is something that they have been accustomed to all season, that they have done in almost every game that they've been in. I really would like to see the stat on that. I'm going to have to look at that one, but no. Penn Trafford under halftime to go now. Starting off strong, maybe getting another one there. PK looking for the double again. Pitches it in the net. And Penn Trafford, 2 unanswered goals.
PK finding it there is a small miscue on the defensive side. Axel Explosion left it. Aromi knocked him out of the way, and PK collecting the second double tap and the second goal.
2:19 to go on the clock. Berlin a little bit held back here in this first game. They had a lot of offense to start, but they've been playing quite a bit more defense as this game has progressed. Another demo from Explosion. Already, I believe, a demolitioner on him, but now look at so much space given to Penn Trafford. Rye just playing it very slow, baits out a 50-50. Now that's going to be a shot, but it is denied. So Berlin holding on the defensive side of things. Burr very awkward here. Caden will dive in, can't get that one to go, and PK is there for the clear.
PK up and over one. Aromi is there. That's a dunk coming through, but it turns into a save. PK finding touch across the field, but it's a trade of possession. Axel going off that ceiling. Needs to be careful here. That's a pass midfield. Burb is there, but he can get it to go.
I had to do a double take there. I didn't think it was going in there. Off the ceiling pass, Aromi, a dangerous touch over there, and Burb just barely off that post. If I shot that, it would have bounced out, but a nice shot from Burb off of it. Not the greatest touch there from Aromi on the back end of things.
Ball now sitting at his it's almost all 6 cars approaching kickoff. And you know what? I like the pandemonium tactics. PK waits slow here, and Caden gets a clear, but is start right back by Burb. And so this offensive possession continues on. A team bump starting out there, but the shot coming through, as I believe that came off of an orange car back towards their own net.
Explosion, no boost, gets it past one. Aromi will come in. A quick shot. That one was almost open and wasn't quite on target, so PK will launch it to the side while everyone from Berlin trying to figure out who's going for this ball. It will be Aromi to get one touch, but unable to get it past PK. Still looking for bumps, getting a little bit physical. Caden is there. High roller to the corner. Right does secure the corner off of the ceiling, looking for the touch. Gets it, maybe the double, but Aromi, a nice hit. That one's going to be towards the net, but that one also just a little bit too wide.
Pass coming through. Caden off the sidewall here. Slow play. Explosion off backward. Rye in a 2v1, but wins. You know what? Outnumbered is truly just more or less just even. As you look at this side, as they still stand with a 3-goal lead, in Rye watching his teammate PK make some things happen. That's a shot coming through, and PK does it himself with a doozy.
I think PK, or not PK, I think everyone on Berlin thought this was going to be a pass setting up here, and then he just takes it right away from Berlin. And pass to himself, yes. Technically speaking, if we want to put that a nice little tune there for that. But no, PK leading the offense for his team, 3 for 4 right now. And Berlin, really the demos have been key, have been good for them to try to set up offense. They just haven't been able to connect on those last second shots.
Very much true. Is now both sides jostling for position, but it's still Penn Trafford very much ahead, having 9 shots to the only one of Berlin, and they will cruise to a 4-0 victory in game number 1. So, if I'm being honest, it's the number 1 team versus the lowest ranked team, and we've seen worse scorecards. Berlin kept it tight for about as long as they could until a couple mistakes just kind of overtook it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you read my mind perfectly there. I was like, you know, someone looks at this, they say, well, a 4-0, you know, that's not a good stat. That's a great stat line for Berlin. They played them tight, played them close. Great demos in the beginning. They were keeping Penn Trafford awkward. A few shots that made Penn Trafford a little bit shaky. So I mean, for number 1 to be playing against the bottom team right now, Berlin is doing well, and I feel like they showed a lot of promise there and a lot of good looks that we haven't seen throughout the season. So they've definitely been putting in the work. They've been working out the kinks, but you're still playing Penn Trafford, and it's hard to say from a look
that's
point
always
of view, you know?
We're playing Penn Trafford. It's just it's not an excuse, but it is a reason. But I want to see Berlin Brothersvalley step back up because they had that physicality you talked about. They are able to knock this team off of its consistency, and it slowed them down a bit. But when you back off of it, then you open the door for PK. You open the door for Ryan Company to get back into their mesh.
And I hate to bring a basketball reference into this, but if anyone's been paying attention, if anyone's been paying
basketball, it's over.
If anyone's been paying attention to March Madness and they saw St. Peter's run, their Cinderella run, they made it to the Elite 8 for the first time. A 15 seed ever made it that far. It is possible, but that's not quite the start you want, Berlin, here. Off of the kickoff, just no one home here. I think Caden just got beat out there, and Explosion didn't expect him not to make contact. So not quite the start one. I think that's the fastest scored goal we've seen here, at least on this channel, in quite a while.
Now, both teams had a chance, but Penn Trafford's already up by 1. 2 seconds in, Axe Explosion is shot. PK is there. Pass off the sidewall to himself, just playing low and steady in this Lamborghini. And that is, you know what? Just go over your teammate, Rye. You know what, Rye? You don't need the ball.
Don't need the ball at all. PK playing a little bit selfishly, but I mean, hey, he's got the ball going on right now. He's trying to get the plays going. That's a nice fake. It completely makes Explosion spin out on his wheels. Caden, though, is there for the pressure off the side while high arcing, not able to get contact, but Explosion there, flicks it over 1. That's a shot on, and Burb cannot get the defensive stop, and Berlin get a goal on the mighty Penn Trafford Warriors.
Well, Axel Explosion found the crack in the armor, and it was just the near post as Verb was a bit too excited running in front of that. So a 1-1 scorecard here as we're notched up.
Lynn trying to get something else going. That's dangerous. Caden didn't make contact, but it is wide. Explosion staying on this one. A little bit of a backflip, though. Aromi's staying patient on the backboard. PK just air dribbling it past 1. It's all you got to do. He's so smooth in the air with it, and PK just scoring so much for his team, starting off like he did last game.
Well, PK just got up and over. You talked about it, but it opens the door when you have players that can elevate not only their game, but the ball. If you're thinking about it in Rocket League, it opens for such a more in-depth and hard-to-stop offense. And PK has already shown that ability using the backboard so well. And once again, off to a quick start and looking for another one with the reverse goal.
He's just doing everything right now, completely styling. Nice touch, and look at that. Was a perfect touch to get that bounce off of the corner wall. No one on Berlin expected that one to bounce straight up, and PK just so fast on his reads, able to follow it through. Now 3-1, 4:01 left on the clock. Penn Trafford not letting go of the gas pedal.
I mean, it's really just get in control and do not let off, as they did allow a goal, but they immediately had another response. PK is there, wins the dunk, but it's saved by Aromi. And so a defensive stand being mounted on the side of Berlin Brothersvalley. The Mountaineers with Helding for now, but still down a pair of goals and need to find 2.
Dangerous ball here. PK using Rye to get the 50 out to the midfield. They're not even close to midfield because Caden is right there. That's dangerous.
All right.
Burb experiencing some mechanical difficulties there on the back end of the goal line. Is gonna
calculated.
Definitely calculated. Burb it looked like he tried pinching it out, and we see some banter going on between PK and Burb. But that's another goal for Berlin. It is 3-2. There's plenty of time left in this game.
Well, see, I just want to hark on this to Uses and to everyone in Twitch chat. This is why you don't want to launch from in front of the goal going back into it, because it opens the door for those saves. I mean, PK, beautiful play there, using all that momentum, saving the flip. There's another shot coming on. This could be a tie ball game. It is. Axel catches them overstepping. It's 3-3.
And Burb is just getting bullied right now by Bert. Look at the shot from Axel. Burb just doing it again, cheating up close. Has no respect for that shot. And Explosion, beautiful top right place. It's 3-3, 3:13 on the clock. That's a lot of threes. And Berlin is riding the wave right now. Maybe Burb is just too much disrespect right now, and Berlin is making it pay for it. That could be another one, but that famous goalpost we've seen and talked about does make the save.
Right, back pass to PK. PK, backboard play. He's trying to set himself up for a double. He's near post, and Aromi read it right, but stepped too far forward. It's 4-3.
This is the PK show right now for Penn Trafford, scoring everything right now. He's already got 3 goals. All right, he's 3 goals. We're not even past halftime. Maybe it's the Lamborghini. Maybe I really should buy that Lambo. I thought about it, but no. 4-3, 2:53 to go, and maybe off the kickoff, there's a good chance for Explosion. Almost beats out PK, but unable to get it going. In Berlin, they have 6 shots this game right now. They are matching Penn Trafford's offense. That's another one for Caden, another one for Maromi, but Rye is there for the save.
That is another save being made, and that is now 3 on the side of the Warriors as they are bending like they have not bent before. Probably feeling the most pressure they felt in a while. As PK has, no, he didn't get a flip reset, but he kept it low. He got Aromi sitting, and so beating all 3 from one side to the other, PK.
if you're Ryan Bird right now, you better be thanking PK right now, because he is the only one doing offense for your team right now. 4 goals, 6 shots, 1v3, perfectly executed off the sidewall, fakes out one. It's just picture perfect from PK on offense right now. Can Berlin strike back? Because throughout this game, they've been striking back after the first goal, but now this is 2 goals that they've given up, so the deficit getting a little bit steeper.
Down a pair, PK looking for a near post play. He's got the double tap, but does not have the angle. Rye trying to set something up, but is bumped off the ball. This is defense I want to see closed out on PK, as that bump would stall a lot of these double taps attempts, but Axel Explosion and company. Defense does not need to be your answer. You need to find 2. You need to find it fairly quickly, because, I mean, if it's any trend, PK is getting ready to score at any moment. Once again, going off the ceiling, trying to find Burb, but Burb jumped up to it, and so the ball just kind of awkwardly left into the mix to be cleared.
I think Burb had a lot of faith in that touch off ceiling. Went to pre-jump it, but just pre-jumped maybe a little bit too soon. That's a quick launch, but PK is up quickly to send it back down to the Berlin half. Aromi takes 50. Caden does secure the mid boost. Trying to jump for this one, but Rye is off the ceiling, reading the play well. Explosion a little bit too hasty to that one. Time not the best friend of Berlin right now. We're approaching a minute 15 left to go, and PK still keeping this ball in the half, looking to set up a shot, maybe a pass, but it's saved away. The speed of Berlin right now, they're trying to challenge everything, but it's so difficult when that man PK is on the ball, because he's so gifted in the air, but they will manage to clear it out. Maybe another shot.
Don't rush.
Oh,
Don't rush.
He faked it out. He faked him out. Caden,
It's there.
The explosion.
Okay.
It works. The fake. Sometimes doing nothing on the ball is your best friend.
You know who this came off of, right? It was an unintentional back pass from Burb that kickstarts this possession, and then it turns into a 2v1. Axel Explosion and Caden and Aromi are the benefactors of 2 small misplays. Now down only 1, but still have to overcome this lead. Right off the backward, a double tap, but he's not PK, so it will not find the back of the net.
Explosion, you got to get something quick. A team bump coming out from Penn Trafford. Very dangerous. PK does get control, flicks it past one, but Aromi is right there to keep it in the half. A high arcing ball floating out. Burb up quickly, maybe too quick. Can't get the read, but Aromi didn't expect the miss. Now 30 seconds to go. Penn Trafford. PK fakes out one, has so much time, gets it past another one. Can Burb finish? That one's off the post, but the third man for Penn Trafford is nowhere to be found.
Need to be careful, Rye. Putting the trigger. That's a shot on. That's going to go off the post and in. And Rye just kind of looking through a rifle scope there, seeing that one open up.
Yeah, I think Caden just rushed that one a little bit too quickly. Knew time was running down. Jumped so early for that, but just flew by the ball at the last second. And now that one, that might just be the nail in the coffin. 6-4. You really need a kickoff goal, but that's going in the wrong direction.
Burb looking for it, but he can't get it to fall. Caden setting it up, but Rye is there. The 50 coming through, and so another win going the way of Penn Trafford, but they were tested. Possibly a 5th goal here. No, it falls down, and the Warriors, they withheld on that test coming from the Mountaineers.
They are holding on, Foof. It's an art right now, because Berlin is working so hard. They are doing everything. They had 10 shots that game. I don't think I've seen Berlin get that shot count in quite a while. They are sending everything right now, doing everything. And if it wasn't for PK on offense, Berlin, I feel like they take that game. But PK is just a menace right now on the ball, and he's known for being a menace. So nothing's changed there for PK.
Well, it's been a lot of PK doing it for PK by himself, but obviously Ryan Burb have a goal each as well, and so both going 1 for 1, 100% shooting on guys not named PK going 4 for 9. But you talk about Berlin, their offense has grown over the course of the season. They've gotten better. They're finding more chances, and that's what I love to see. But Penn Trafford still firmly in control. Their defense at times has looked a bit suspect, but it's mostly because of missed touches or a misread or an overcommitment, and that's going to happen, especially in high school Rocket League.
They are trying to clean up and face this Berlin team that is angry. They are hungry for their first win of the season, trying so hard against this Penn Trafford team, this undefeated team that has, we've seen time and time again, just roll through teams, just pulverize them like there was no tomorrow. And Berlin is putting up the fight of their lifetime right now. But unfortunately, you're on match point. It is still 2-0. This is your last chance, or you will be getting the brooms out for the clean sweep. Not the clean sweep, but the sweep.
I mean, it's a clean sweep. They didn't lose. You know, just the room probably a little bit worse for wear at the end of the day is that Dust Bunny seemed to be a little bit more lively than originally intended. As PK can't get it to go, and Caden doing it as well. Wait, Axel? I mean, there was just a ton of calculated misses there at midfield that opened the door, but the save on the back end keeps it at 0-0 here as the first 20 seconds pass.
Right, setting up the double, has the
double
touch, and no one's home for Berlin. Right, just a great execution here on the setup, but nobody was there for Berlin.
I really don't know. I'm lost for words. It's a double tap that rarely goes in, but the defense caught in the wrong spots, and it's 1-0.
Like Berlin, maybe you're like, well, it's Rye on the double. It's not PK. He's not going to hit it. Well, you can't underestimate your opponent, clearly, because Rye perfectly setting up that one. Off of the corner, Burb, a nice pitch down in midfield. Rye's there. It's going to beat out one. Caden didn't make contact. And Penn Trafford just doing Penn Trafford things. 2 early goals in 40 seconds.
Let's talk about there is a pair of players missing, but I want to go back to the touch from Burb that sets it all off. That's such a difficult pinch at times to make. And it was just enough power to sneak it over, but not too much to clear it out. And so it stands at a 2-goal lead here. And the Warriors just trying to finish their victory lap in game 3. But Rye, unfortunately, gets Charlie Brown as the ball is ripped away from him by his teammate.
High arcing ball to the backboard. PK trying to get that one to go through. Unable to do so. Axel and Narobi, they both want the ball. They're going to bump each other out. That's not what you want to see happen as PK makes a very quick turn on that one. And just not quite sure what happened here. Maybe the communication a little bit off. A little bit of ball chasing going on between the two. But that careless mistake is going to cost you.
Unfortunate mistakes lead to unfortunate results. Right now, Rye is 2 for 2. PK 1 for 2 as well. 4-1 in the shooting column. Berlin having that singular shot, but saved on the back end by Burb. 3 is the tally that they'll need to overcome, and it's looking like it's going to be 4 as Burb is there to find another.
This game is starting to set up a little bit more like what we expected to happen at the beginning of this series. Penn Trafford just unrelenting offense. They've heated up, hitting each other on the passes, setting up nice shots, setting up good plays for their teammates to finish. Burb finishing there. Now it's 4 quick goals in a minute, just over a minute. That's just a crazy stat line. That's how good Penn Trafford is on the offensive side of things.
They're making it work. They have been testing around what this defense on the Mountaineers have, and it's starting to see where they can have those goals. Unfortunately, that one coming off. That's double commit coming through, but PK has the boost. He doesn't have the ball, though. Gets a bit too far ahead. A Demo opening the door, but Aromi cannot find the shot. And PK responding with that Demo in kind, but it will not matter. Goal number 1 coming through off of Caden.
Burb, the touch over right spot on the ball. Very unfortunate. PK thought that he had time to just go for a bump because of where that ball was going to end up going, but Rye spawned in and said, oh, there's a ball on top of my car. It doesn't get the greatest touch. Caden will get on the scoreboard for his team. 4-1, though. You still need plenty of goals, and hello, Penn Trafford. You've got to hit the ball at the kickoff. Don't forget it. You do need the ball.
That is a very important thing to miss. That opens the door for Romy, and it is there to make it a 4-2 game. Don't go anywhere, folks, because this has been the talent of the boys in white and blue. They keep it close. They knock around the door, and all they need is a single opportunity to tie this one up, and it could be looking incredibly different with still 3 minutes left to be played.
We're taking it all the way down to the other end to the backboard, but Axbush is there to intercept it. Does get his boost taken by Rye. Has to try to flick it past him. The 50 goes out to the sidewall. Caden playing patient. He's going to get dunked by PK to the backboard. Trying to set up a quick shot. Actually, it passed the backboard. Rye is there. A beautiful pass. Beautiful execution from PK here just to set up his teammate. I expected the shot, but I mean, hey, the pass is the next best thing.
Well, Rye is there to finish it through 5-2. So a 3-goal scoreline once again as we are 13 seconds above the midway point.
Still not impossible for Berlin. It's getting a little bit harder to accomplish, but they still have time on the clock. PK, though, or just launch it down to their side. Romy on the backboard takes control, pinches it out to midfield. That's dangerous. Rye setting up the double, actually going to leave it for PK, and that was saved by Romy, but everyone for Penn Trafford is there playing the outlet. Not much you can do there, and now it's 6 goals for Penn Trafford as we just hit underway past halftime.
Well, they shut down PK's double tap, but unfortunately, it goes back to the man who with the hot hand, 4 for 4 in this game, Rye, getting another one to fall through, and he is the sole margin of difference between both of these squads right now.
Maybe looking for a 5th. Can't get the double to himself, though. Is actually staying on the corner, though, but you've got 0 boost on a light. You can do, does get a light touch. A Romy, very dangerous touch, but Burb electing to play patient. A Romy getting demoed for his efforts. Caden launches this one to the midfield. Up very quickly for this, but maybe too fast. Can't quite get the touch on it. Right, that's a dangerous touch. Axpo is just going to set him up for a quick shot. Maybe a top right bins, but just bounces off the crossbar in time. Ticking down for Berlin. They really need a goal, and they need it right now, but not like that.
Rye, side ball play here. That's setting up PK, and PK wanted to go for a little bit more backboard annex, but he cannot get it to fall. Berg into the mix once again. That rolls slowly, lazily into the corner. Verb pass midfield. Rye was the one to wait. That I mean, it's kind of working. I'm really confused. Late to get here. PK credited with a shot. Caden has the save. So interesting angles and touches coming out there, but no goal found.
You only get that type of shot in the Dingo, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen that shot go in on the Octane. It didn't go in for this car either, but the amount of power that he got on it was incredible. But still, Berlin, they really need a goal. 1:10 left to go, and it's just been Ben Trafford doing so much offense. That one almost finds the back of the net. But still, Berlin, you can't keep playing defense, and they are starting to shut down Romy. That's a nice challenge in the midair, but still, no one there to follow it up. So it's going to set up Ben Trafford to go on the counter.
That's a shot coming through. Burb looking near post, but he can't get it to fall. PK, the soft touch on, and it's soft enough to go under, but powerful enough to beat the defense at 7-2.
Just enough here. Barely beats out Explosion. Explosion really just a meter away from that, a centimeter away from that, but 7-2 now for Penn Trafford. 48 seconds to go, and this is dire straits here for Berlin. They've really got to score right now, but Explosion is not going to be able to get that one to go in. And even if they get a goal or two here, time is not their best friend right now.
Well, at this point, you don't want to look at a scorecard. You don't want to look at the deficit. You just want to score the one in front of you, and they need to try and find one as fast as they can. Caden beat there by Rye. Burb securing the demo. It's going to open the door for PK, who puts it in to make it a 6-goal lead.
The kings of the league showing off why, securing their position here, securing that bye week that they have for next week's playoffs. A nice shot from PK off of the great pass. The great passing play is really from Penn Trafford. Is what they're known for, is great offense, and they have come through in this game. Burb off the corner ball will get demoed by Explosion, but PK is up quickly. He's going to take a quick shot at Romy. Makes the nice save near post. Time ticking all of it away here for Berlin. 13 seconds to go, looking for the last one on the road.
That's a pass attempt coming from Caden into his own corner, slowing down to get that flick over one way. It's a misflick, but Caden pinching the save. Another shot coming through, and the ball hitting the floor. More of a formality at this point, but Penn Trafford Warriors complete their perfect regular season with a perfect series, a 3-0 win over Berlin Brothersvalley.
Capping it off with a 17. I almost said 15. I can't do math. 17 shots from Penn Trafford to Berlin, only having 4, but still 6 saves. I mean, Penn Trafford in their warmed up form, their form of pure offense, is a team no one wants to try to face. They secured it well to secure the inning, but I mean, if you're Berlin, you can't hang your heads after that, because you took the number 1 team and you made them ride the roller coaster. You made it difficult for them, and you played with all your heart, and that's really what you have to ask for at the end of the day.
I felt like I was watching an old boxing movie where at the end of the movie, the protagonist might not win, but, you know, they goad out the champion to give them all they have. And that was Penn Trafford. They put everything on the line, winning 8-2 in that last game, but it was going down in a hail of bullets and a blaze of glory from Berlin Brothersvalley.
Unfortunately, though, that glory is going to have to end with the regular season. They don't get that last win of the season. They're going to have to try to search one for playoffs, because all teams do make playoffs, but that is going to wrap it up.
Run.
A play. Hey, I'm here for it. If it happens, I'll be the first one cheering them on because I want to see it happen. But we're going to have to wait to see that one. But what we're not going to have to wait to see for is the next game. Well, we will have to wait, unfortunately. It's going to be a little bit. But hey, go use the bathroom. Go wash your hands. Go get some water. Stay hydrated, folks. It's good for you. We'll be back. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the third series of the day. I am Cez. Joined alongside me today is a special guest star, Max. Formal Max, how is the weather today?
Don't know yet. Sun's still rising. Fun fact, live in Australia right now, so time zones are a little wonky. Still trying to figure out how exactly this is going to work out at the end of the day, because as you can plainly see, I have just woken up. I watched the last series. I saw a team at the bottom of the ladder almost take down a team at the top of the ladder. And when a team is looking vulnerable, that means anything can happen for that team in second place.
That was a series. We've had two fantastic series today. So why not? Let's just have a third fantastic series of the day between Somerset Golden Eagles and the. I had a brain fart there for a second. I almost
Bishop
said
Carroll?
the wrong people. I was about to say Berlin, but Berlin was the last game. We've got Bishop Carroll Huskies today, and Max, I'm just so excited to watch this match. We got two today with Somerset. They're playing a doubleheader today.
Yeah, no, they've got two series to go back to back, which it's going to be interesting to see how they work it out. Now, if we were to go by ladder standings coming into this one, in theory, they should be fine. They're coming in second place. They just saw that team atop the ladder kind of struggle a bit, so maybe they're thinking, hey, we can make that statement, and even though we can't secure that bye for ourselves, we can still look like the best team going into the playoffs. This is a prime opportunity for Somerset to really leave a mark on this last stage of the regular season.
Let's look at Somerset. Let's see who they're bringing in for today's roster. It's going to be the usual. These players, we've said their name a lot. It's going to be Ethan, K-Bone, and BX Sniper rocking that Golden Eagle. Almost said Golden Tiger. Golden Eagle colors for them. And game number 3 for Bishop Carroll. Game away Bishop Carroll Huskies. It's going to be maybe Freestyler, and boy does he love to go for clips and freestyling. Italian Schemo and Contori 77. So Max, I'm not sure how familiar you are with these players, but as familiar as I am with them, this should lead up and add up to be a pretty good series.
I mean, I'm going to be quite frank with you. You said it yourself. I say these players' names all the time. Now, whether or not I'm conscious or aware that's happening, it's probably happening in my sleep, but I just, say Ethan over and over again 10 times, and then Z's take me over. Now, look, I don't know these players that well. I've been down in Division 2 for most of this event, and I can tell you all about Division 2 and the chaos that happens down there. And all what that's done is raise my expectation of what I'm going to want to see here. This is it, our second to last game of the season, just now kicking off.
Ready off the kickoff, it's going to go straight back to the half of Bishop Carroll. A nice save from Contori K-Bone. Keeping the pressure in here. Contori will just like to get a light touch. Sniper will come in. Now Ethan off the sidewall looking to set it up. Has the shot to the backboard looking to set up the double, but Contori again on the backboard gets the save. Schemo not able to get that touch. A double commit here from Somerset early on. A little bit dangerous, but Ethan up so quickly to clear that one down the other side. Oh, that's going to be a dangerous miss. It's going to be open, but no! Look at the recovery from Italian Schemo. He said, no, not on my watch.
I am shocked that that one did not go in, especially considering how spread out Bishop Carroll's defense is actually playing. At the very start of this game, they were so tightly spaced that they tried to overcompensate once we hit that 30-second mark, and they were at opposite corners of the field. Somehow, someway, Schemo able to rotate back. Look, this is still the first minute. We're still in that feeling out phase. Opening for Freestyler, maybe. Not quite this time, as we do see Expo take it back up the other way. That's a big juke. That's a big goal, and the first point is on the board.
K-Bone wasn't able to do a lot here. He didn't have much boost, so just decided to go for the fake, and faked him. He did. Contori getting his axles broken for that one. That's a ones play if I ever said. K-Bone, have you been playing ones lately?
I want to call that a fake. I really, really do. And I guess you can call it that because the defender did miss, but I really want to emphasize the miss part right there. I almost want to chalk that one up to an unforced error. And it goes back to that initial point I made, Bishop Carroll. They're looking a little shaky out the gate. Maybe Freestyle did put that one on target and is going to put another shot on. This one looks good. Ethan off the post will clear it out. However, outside of maybe Freestyler, Schemo and Kentori, I think they're still warming up at this stage, Sis.
Yeah, like I said, the defense just looking up, maybe too spaced out right now. Got to tighten up that rotation. Freestyler off the sidewall, though, gets the flip reset, looking for the double, gets it towards the net. Nice shot, but the defense of Somerset all over that one, and K-Bone cleared down the field, but Kentori's right there to launch it back down to the Somerset side of things. Ethan will take control. A pop to himself, looking to take control still. Another pop, but Freestyler wise to play that one patiently. He looks to set up some offense again, but cannot get the touch.
Okay, so something that I'm noticing as well on the Bishop Carroll side, particularly when they're on the attack, hold the thought, Bone! No, can't quite pitch that in. But something I'm noticing, and something that I do want people to pay attention to, watch how the team plays around Freestyler when he's able to attack and starts to push towards the goal. This could be the example right here, in fact. See how tightly spaced Kentori was? Now, this time Freestyler wasn't able to make the play. But the reason why you stay so tightly paced to someone who wants to go for that solo play is because more likely than not, the challenge, the 50, that result of it is going to be a small dribbler. So that's when you really want to tighten the field to make sure that you are that next player fighting that touch. It's when players are going for the more powerful strikes that you want to spread yourselves out. And after the first minute, I was a little bit worried about Bishop Carroll, but since then, they've calmed it down. They're actually playing to the tempo of the ball, and for the team that's actually looking to make the upset, they're playing a very intelligent game.
And we mentioned this before early on today in the first series. It's so important to play around that player that runs your offense. And right now for Bishop Carroll, it has been Freestyler. So maybe they can get something going here, but they've got to get the ball out of their half. K-Bone will keep this in, looking for the double, unable to do so. A double commit on the backside of things. This is dangerous. Ethan's going to take a quick shot. That'll get saved away, but that's another double commit from Bishop Carroll right now. Just the communication, the spacing not there right now. They've got to figure out these flaws. If not, Somerset, they are knocking on your door right now.
I mean, they have kind of calmed things down. I'm not that distressed with the rotation play coming out of Bishop Carroll. It's just they haven't been able to win that crucial 50 to kind of break the offensive rotation, and that's an unforced error. No, Ethan winds up missing the open net. That's a little bit awkward, but still plenty of time to recover. Somerset, they're so good at playing the mid-pitch right now. They're really giving no boost, no space over to the Bishop Carroll side. That's going to set up Bone for the dunk attempt. Won't be able to pull it off, but Ethan, again, from that middle of the field, from that side boost, already in position to challenge offensively.
Oh, Sniper maybe went too fast for that ball, but Ethan off the solid rotation does get the save. A double good for Bishop Carroll on the offensive side of things, but the nice recovery to bump Ethan. Oh my goodness, the deep pitch from Ethan and K-Bone. I'm experiencing deja vu. We saw this earlier today, and the second one, no, this is just dirty.
I don't think that first one you saw was 158 kilometers per hour in the true measurement system. We're not doing imperial anymore. You're with the OCE now, metric. 158 kilometers per hour. That was absolutely insane.
Not to take the light off of that crazy goal, but the first one we saw was 172 kph. Not to be the spur in your boot, but still, that two crazy pitches, that pitch, just unreal by Ethan and K-Bone. Speaking of unreal, that was almost a crazy defensive mishap there. It doesn't get scored on, though. And Ethan will set up the counter, tries to get the flick, almost beats out Kentori, but the last-second touch keeps them alive. But they don't need last-second defensive touches. They need some offense. This is almost going to get in their net again, but Somerset is just beating the barrel down right now.
Yeah, and that's going to be another goal in. Yeah, Ethan just saw the kind of defense part for them right there. Despite the double commit in the corner, Ethan just saw that gap, was able to press forward and attack and find it. And that's something that we've been watching Somerset actually do routinely throughout this series. Whenever there's a little bit of a mistouch defensively, they're going to press it forward and they're going to try to find that opening to break that defensive rotation. Just keep a watch of the players in the middle of the field, and when they choose to play forward as Somerset is on the attack, they're very, very smart at picking their moments.
And that's what good teams are great at doing, is punishing you for those little mistakes, punishing you for those little gaps that you make. Somerset is the number 2 seed for a reason. Freestyler had a nice shot opportunity, but couldn't get contact. And time all but over now for Bishop Carroll, looking for last one on the road. They don't want to give up one on the road, though, and that one's going to find the back of the net. 4-0 Somerset, just riding this game number 1.
And Ethan's going to collect a nice little hat trick for themselves as well with that shot out of the midfield. 109 kilometers per hour. Good velocity on that, but more importantly was the accuracy from that angle, from that distance. Ethan's kind of had the magic touch in this first game. We'll be curious to see if that's going to continue as we move into games 2, 3, possibly 4, 5. However, this is the exact start to the doubleheader that Somerset needed.
You can't really ask for a better start. Ethan is the player for this team that I've watched a lot, and he's really just capable of having games just like this. 3 for 6, 3 saves, 765 score, MVP of his team. Can't really do much better than that. And Freestyler proving that he's having a great first game with those 3 saves. But really, Bishop Carroll, I feel like this entire game, Max, they just could not find a way to finish and, more importantly, have time on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they had very limited offensive opportunities right there, and they did come off of Freestyler as well, who had a couple chances, but the problem is, when you go for those solo plays, you have to be quick on them, and they were a little bit too slow on the setup, I feel like. Both times we saw Freestyler get close, there was multiple defenders in the box waiting for it, and even though they were trying to do the right thing with the tight spacing and making sure they were the next player there, because the setup time was so slow that even when the second player from Bishop Carroll was able to get to the ball next, it really wasn't enough for them to generate enough pressure to force that ball through. So as we look into this second game, I think the big change that I want to see from the Bishop Carroll side is find ways to pressure the middle of the pitch a bit more. If they can secure more of those midfield boosts, they'll have a bit more tempo when playing that counter-attacking game, when playing that solo game, and maybe a few more opportunities as well.
Boost control, so vitally important in this game when it is the only harvestable resource that you have. Already trying to get something going as Bishop Carroll, but it will get easily cleared away by K-Bone, so a short-lived possession there. Ethan not gonna get contact on that. A rare miss from him. Cleared off to the corner. K-Bone just being a nuisance on the ball, staying, getting a lot of touches here for his team, but maybe one too many as Freestyler does get the clear, but it's into the lap of Ethan. Another 50-50 is gonna be a high floating ball to the backward. Ethan going for the bump, but Italian able to avoid that one. So the defense of Bishop Carroll tested a little bit this first 30 seconds, but they are holding on.
But they're playing too passively right now. They really need to start cheating more players forward. They're not contesting those midfield boosts. They're not even trying to play anyone like down the field. And it's interesting because they're still getting very strong, very powerful first defensive touches. But if you're going to do that, you're going to be wanting to pass it to a teammate. Instead, they're just passing it right back to the Somerset offense. And eventually it's going to turn into a goal just like this.
A little bit of deer in headlights moment here for Bishop Carroll. All 3 players not really sure who's going to get the ball. They froze up. The communications fell there, and that's a beautiful top left shot from Sniper. No, I completely agree with you. These touches, as soon as you get possession and trying to get the ball out, you pass it right back to them. And while I understand you have 0 boost, you've got to be able to execute those better.
Yeah, and you have 2 ways out of this, right? You either cheat someone forward, try to steal that midfield boost, maybe find a bump or a demo on those offensive rotations, or you slow it down completely defensively and try to go for maybe a risky 50-50 in the corner in front of your own net and then capitalize on a breakaway immediately after. But it feels like Bishop, they've been a bit indecisive on sort of which defensive approach they want, and they're allowing Somerset to walk all over them right now. Like Somerset, they'll gladly take this midfield touch after midfield touch. They'll gladly continue to pepper that backward until the opening kind of presents itself. Case in point, we're seeing Ethan do it again right here. I just need to see a little bit more variety from the Bishop Carroll defense right now as Ethan's going for a double reset. Does he get the touch? Not quite there. However, no! Sniper shot won't go through, and neither will Bones. Defense barely hangs on.
It's easy to get in this habit of kind of playing the in-between position of not really playing the clear, not playing the outlet for your team, but also playing in the wrong spot. That's a whiff, though. Everyone whiffing for Somerset, but finally, K-Bone cleans it up, says, all right, guys, chill, calm down. We only have a 1-goal lead. Let's not panic on defense yet. Ethan trying to keep this to the wall, but Freestyler doinks it back out, but Sniper's right there to challenge again. Now Freestyler has time and space and a full ticket pass, but not as much space as I thought he did because Sniper is cutting, and Somerset is so good at that this game. They have been making these tiny cuts rotations, constantly pressuring you, and Bishop Carroll, they have no light at the end of the tunnel. They are being hounded right now by Somerset's offense.
Yeah, this does not feel like a 1-0 game. This actually feels a lot more favored towards that Somerset side right now, just because of that time of possession, sort of the position of the ball. But we have to acknowledge the fact that it is still a 1-0 game, and when a team is so dominant offensively, all it takes is one mistake, and you could see an opening. Unfortunately, that mistake nearly just came from the Bishop Carroll side. A near own goal, barely saved by the defense. Ethan already in position to throw it to Bone. Shot's gonna go in, and we're now looking at a 2-0 lead.
Eventually, your defense is going to crumble. I don't care what team you are. If you're playing defense the entire game, that ball is going to find the way back to the net. K-Bone just launched it over in the defense. Schemo, I believe, unable to get the touch last second. I think he had low boost, panicked a little bit, but Somerset now 2-0, 2 minutes to go, 2:10 on the clock. Ethan maybe getting a third one, and Somerset is just not letting go of the gas pedal. They are doing everything. They already have 10 shots in this game.
So this isn't the best example of it, but it does allow me to talk about Ethan a little bit more. I'm sure people who watch along are sick of Ethan at this stage. However, this is my first time really seeing them, and it's only been a game and a half, and I can tell you with pretty solid confidence, this player probably has the best game sense on the pitch right now. They always know where to be, what sort of touch is required. I mean, look at that! Freestyler making the play down the middle. Ethan has the wherewithal to just delicately throw it into the corner in a way that they can keep possession even if challenged. Ethan's doing such a fantastic job right now, really seems in form. And again, for Somerset, they need their star player to step up today. They're working that double header. Of course, X-Bone or K-Bone, KX-Bone, XK-Bone, whatever you want to say. They're going to get the goal right now, but I just feel like if Ethan is going to continue to play at this high level, it's going to be so tough for any team to even take a game off the Somerset.
That's really been the difference maker this year. I mean, K-Bone and Sniper have been playing tremendously well as well, but Ethan has just been everywhere in the field. He's been a nuisance. He's been intercepting passes, securing boosts. Look at him again. He's got a full tank of boosts. He's up in the air, gets the flipper. He's head past another one, but Freestyler able to get that save. But I mean, it is 4-0. Time is ticking away for Bishop Carroll, and they only have 2 registered shots, and it doesn't even feel like that. It feels like they have just been held completely in their own end the entire game.
And even when they get the ball to roll in front of the net, unfortunately, they've been so battered down. The next closest player was at the midfield line. Like, they just don't have that confidence to commit, I feel like, for a lot of these plays. Now, they are sending one player forward sometimes. I really want to see them send 2. I really want to see them go for some midfield passes right now, because that's really been the point where Somerset has been able to dictate the pace of this game. They've been allowed to kind of play the midfield as well as they would like to. They can set up whatever they want to. Very rarely are challenged. Freestyler is going to challenge right now to kind of prove me wrong, maybe make me look a little bit silly. They almost get a goal as well. But that is the anomaly. For the most part, it's been more like this. Ethan just driving straight down the middle of the field, doing stupid freestyle-esque ground shots and making it a 5-0 lead.
Well, I thought for sure this was going to go in. I was about to go carry on with your point, and Ethan is just playing. He's just playing free play right now. That is the best way to put it. He's just doing everything that he wants to. He's going in the air. He's going for flipper sets. He is drifting around. He's just fragging out right now. And he almost pitches that one in the net.
I have to make one OC reference. It's the rule I'm here, right? How familiar are you with the OC scene right now? Just like...
Oh, very, very familiar. Go Renegades.
Okay, fair enough. Do you know Juice Bandits?
Yes, I do.
Ethan is very Hawk-esque.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
You have no idea who Hawk is. That's all well and good. 15 seconds remaining on this one. I take that as a compliment right now. Hawk has one of the best ground solo games within the Oceanic region, and that last goal right there, very Hawk-esque. So I say that is a fantastic compliment. It's going to be a 5-0 victory for the Somerset side. They're going to go ahead and secure game number 2, 1 away from the sweep. And unlike the last sweep we saw, this one is looking mighty clean.
Very clean. You know, Ethan, don't get your head inflated to that big of a balloon yet, because the series isn't over. All right, this is that stage where you get comfortable. Like, yeah, we've been kind of having our own way throughout this entire game, but I've seen reverse sweeps plenty of time in my rec league career. I've seen teams when they have been beatered down and look like they have no hope, they turn on a switch just like that. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Especially that Oceanic team that you mentioned that baited me into thinking you actually knew about my region right now, the Renegades. They've had some awkward ones in the past, but granted, they've also had some strong ones as well. Look, yeah, reverse sweeps can happen. I don't see it in this one. I'm gonna be Debbie Downer for a little bit right here. The thing is, I haven't seen enough from Bishop Carroll to tell me that they can take the fight back to Somerset. Game number 2 was their opportunity to sort of change their play style up a bit, be a bit more aggressive on that defensive side, cheat players to the middle of the field, steal that boost away, and look to set themselves up for more consistent counterattacks. And while they had a couple more opportunities in game number 2, it's not enough to have me thinking, oh yeah, they're going to come back from that 5-0 deficit that we saw before. I feel like right now, if you are a fan of the Somerset side, you just stay the course and you're going to be having a 3-0 victory in just about 5 minutes time.
Let's see it happen. It's got to go all on the line this game for Bishop Carroll. 5 minutes to go on the clock. Freestyler has been held very, quiet throughout this series. Got to try to kickstart something, and even if it's one player's better than none for your team. But guess who's on the ball again? Ethan gets the flip reset, but it is cleared away by Freestyle. Cable's not going to make contact. Sniper's just going to pop it up. It will get saved away by Contori, but still, we are falling back into the usual happening of the series, which is just Somerset constantly being on the ball, floating it in front of the Bishop Carroll nets.
I did see Freestyler steal a midfield boost, though, so perhaps they can make something of this. Now they're going to play it forward. Freestyler still in the middle of the pitch, and this time, for the first time, it's Bishop Carroll getting to the midfield first. Now, they don't do too much with it, but this is the progress I want to see, right? Like, this is an improvement from what we've seen before. Now, look, they might even have a chance to shoot the ball. I say maybe because Ethan is the one with possession going for musty flicks, as one does when up 2-0, but it's progress nonetheless.
Progress indeed. You got to take your small victories, and now you got to build up the ladder. K-Bone, the back pass to Sniper. Sniper gets the double off the sidewall, still staying on it. The triple to the backboard. Going to fall down. K-Bone's going to take a quick shot. Almost an own goal there from Contori, fitting it with his own teammate. It doesn't find the way back to the net, though, and Contori just going to like to touch that one down. But can this ball stay in the Somerset side? Freestyler went for the bump, but just like that, it's going back out. But a nice 50 from Italian Schemo to keep it near the net, but just not a lot going for them right now. That's a good pass to the backboard, but it's going to get cleared by Ethan.
And I'm looking at three members of Bishop Carroll with their back to the ball when they could have challenged at the middle of the pitch. They are too quick to concede that offensive pressure that they worked so hard to establish for themselves. They need to have that confidence again, and I feel like at this stage of the game, and this might be a shocker compared to everything I've said thus far, but Bishop Carroll is one big play away from finding that confidence. I feel like they are starting to get a little bit more aggressive, a little further forward. If they can find that one key goal, and I'm looking at Freestyler to make it happen, there actually is a chance that they might be able to win this game. However, they're going to have to do it with their back against the wall because K-Bone has found our first point.
Lovely. The caster curse is bound to happen eventually sometime in the series. It just happens in every single one. K-Bone off of the open net. A good demo in the back end of things to get it going. 1-0 now for Somerset. An early goal, which is not really something we haven't seen from them. It's been going on throughout this entire series. Maybe Bishop Carroll can get something here. A high arcing ball to the ceiling off of the corner, but K-Bone is there. Down to Ethan. Ethan will launch it to the backboard, slightly off, but still, it shows how capable this team is of taking execution and perfection out of those little gaps that they're given.
Oh, and look at this. A midfield challenge led to momentary possession for the side of Bishop Carroll. Again, these midfield challenges, they work for you, Bishop Carroll. Please keep going for them. Even if you know you don't come up a little bit short in this series, as we move to the playoffs, those midfield challenges are going to be so important for your team's successes in the future. So I want to see more of that as you do advance to the knockout stages of the playoffs, as you do look to make that miraculous run. Definitely do not give up because of one awkward series, as we watch Ethan now take it down the middle, one defender to beat, and the defender does enough to force the ball to the backboard. K-Bone is there to keep it held up high, and here comes the sniper. Do they have one in them? No, actually, they don't at all. They missed the ball completely, and we all kind of sigh and go, oh, well, maybe next time, as the play does continue.
Somerset, they don't need to go right now. They're still trying to find a second one, but they could ride this wave until the end of the game, and they would take this one. Bishop Carroll really needing to find offense at this point, and really, you just got to pull all your cards to the table. You have to full send. You have to take a risk at this point because you're down 1 to go. You're down 2-0. You're on match point. You have got to YOLO.
Yeah, risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Just put everything on one crazy dumb attack. Why not? There's 100 seconds left before you lose this series, and we haven't even really seen a shot come from Bishop Carroll yet in our third game. K-Bone is able to get over the top of Kent. Hey, that was a challenge. I like that. I like this touch from Freestyler even more, yet Sniper already in position to shut it down. Ethan with a cheeky little play from the sidewall nearly gets the double touch. Not quite there this time. I love Somerset, though, once they start goal hunting.
Freestyler trying to clear it away, but K-Bone is just a solid rock, looking for the double. Nice read off the backboard. It does hit the crossbar, but I mean, Ethan is going to be there. And finally, the crossbar does pay off for Somerset here. K-Bone tried to take the shot, but it was over Italian's head. Ethan for the follow-up, and now Bishop Carroll. I mean, you'd like to say that it's possible for the comeback, but the way this series has been going, it looks like it's going all in the direction in favor of Somerset.
I feel so bad for Italian Schemo as well off that last goal. They made the touch required. As Ethan puts in another point, it was a kickoff goal, not that important. But as Italian Schemo was going for the save, had that shot been on target, Schemo would have made the save. But because it was off target, they wound up missing that backboard read and opened the doorway for Ethan as Ethan goes ahead and gets another one. Look, I want to be excited for Ethan's goals, Sis. I really do, but he scored so many already in this series. It's like, whatever, we've seen that. Been there, done that.
But that's just Ethan. This is him in almost every single one of his
double
series.
touch.
That was gonna crossbar. Minus rep for the crossbar, but no, this has just been the Ethan show with Sniper and Cable and being the solid rocks at the midfield. Ethan is gonna take another one. Did you really need it? No, but I mean, hey, take the hat trick. You might as well pad the stats, keep it going, because you're just rocking out the series.
Yeah, what is that? The 8th goal of the series, I believe.
It was 3 in game 1 because the way it's been going.
It was 3 in game 1. It's now 3 in game 3. I don't remember if they got 1 or 2 in game number 2. I think it was only 1. No, it was 2 at the end. He got the second one at the end. So yeah, that is the 8th goal for Ethan so far in this series. Talk about one player taking it over. Only 35 seconds remaining in game number 3. Somerset's probably about ready to do their victory lap. But the job is only half done, Sis. They're still going to have another series right after this one.
Yeah, as this one is ticking away. I just saw 3 players flip towards the ball. No one hit that. I'm gonna need to see the replay here. Sniper just dives in. Nice pre-flip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, okay. This is Rocket League, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rocket League esport of
I'm really sorry. Look, I played a little game of Rocket League beforehand, and I came down with a case of the Whiffles, and I'm afraid that it's very contagious and may have spread to some of the players on the pitch right now. So I do apologize for that. All the whiffs, they stem from me. You can blame me for this kickoff as well. I mean, just blame it on me and the contagious Whiffles right now because it's spreading across the Pacific Ocean over to you guys.
I've got to say that definitely did look like a play my ranked teammates would end up doing, but time is ticking down here. 14 seconds to go. Unfortunately, mathematically speaking, it is statistically possible right now for Somerset to lose this game. So maybe Katori can get one for the road up to Freestyler. Freestyler trying to get on the board. Light touch, K-Bone will pop it up. Sniper, maybe one for the road. I mean, hey, Freestyler up quickly looking for the own goal. K-Bone's off the crossbar. Maybe looked like he was trying to put that one up. The ball somehow is still staying up. No, it's finally going to hit the ground. Somerset, a 3-0 victory, a commanding 3-0 victory, and it's really behind those wheels, those very interesting looking wheels of Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan played a fantastic game, and I know I was a little bit critical of Bishop Carroll throughout, particularly that midfield play. But the big reason why Somerset was also so successful does go back to Ethan, and I want to say Sniper as well. It wasn't just Ethan. Sniper had some good midfield touches at that same notion. But realistically, again, it was that game sense, knowing how to play the midfield, knowing how to shut down those early defensive touches. And Bishop Carroll, it's strange because I'm calling for them to be more aggressive, more aggressive, more aggressive. Their other option could have been a bit more restraint as well, but they kind of put themselves in that awkward neutral ground where a lot of those defensive touches were a little bit too far forward, but not far enough forward that they were clearing the midfield line, and they were just never able to get consistent counterattack play as an end result of it. So well done to Somerset. They got past their first game, but they still have another one around the corner.
Bishop Carroll going to look to clean up their mistakes from this game heading into playoffs, but that will wrap it up for this one. And hey, you want to see more Ethan? You want to see more Somerset? Well, guess what? We got one more for you, but we're going to set that up, get everyone in the lobby for that one. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a very short break and be back as quick as we can. Hello, friends, and welcome back. We apologize for a little bit of a delay that we had. We were waiting on one of the players to finish up their Division 2 matchup, but now we are here for the final match of the day, match number 4, which is a special treat that we get. Max is going to be a doubleheader for Somerset. They get to play twice.
Yeah, that they do. And this matchup could prove to be a little bit more of a challenge for them right now. Having a fun little showdown this time against Gateway, who unfortunately, before had to kind of reschedule their matches. And now they get to go up against Somerset. We were able to kind of sneak this one through. And not only is it a doubleheader for Somerset, but it's also the final match of the regular season. After this, we're going to know our seeding going into the playoffs. We already know who has the bye week, but second, third, fourth, fifth, all still up for grabs. And this is going to be the match that kind of places those teams in those final spots.
And of course, these teams, they have every single team that they know that they play the best against and who they might think they don't really want to match up against in the playoffs. So the seeding is so important for every single team. We don't have the team rosters for those teams, so we're just going to have to call them out by their names. Of course, you already saw Somerset last game with Sniper, Ethan, and K-Bone. And Gateway is going to be Licks, Papuk, and I believe a player coming in here, Max, is having to play on a different account because of some connection issues.
Yeah, it was Z-Darks. Well, now they're Rocket Spectator, and now they're 1 goal down because picking right up where they left off, it's going to be Somerset finding that first goal.
Gateway, I know this is game number 1. We have some nerves coming in, some awkwardness. But I don't recommend every single player jumping for that because that looked quite awkward there. A little bit of shambles. I saw 3 players just jump for that, and all 3 of them missed. Something you definitely don't want to do to start the game, especially against a Somerset team that is already warm and coming off of a win.
Yeah, okay. Like, look, counterpoint. I know the goal was scored against them, so it's probably not the best counterpoint, but jumping for the ball is fun.
Oh,
see, look. K-Bone had a lot of fun jumping for the ball right there. Maybe would have had more fun if they had hit the ball, but they had fun going for it. Unfortunately, it went right over the top of them, and now we're looking at a tie ball game.
K-Bone doing what happens to a lot of players, an accidental front flip there, tried going up for it. Had a perfect clear, a big bang clear, ready for the midfield. I believe he had a teammate, Ethan, was on the sideball ready for it, but a little bit of a slip up. You gotta, unfortunately, just deal with that one. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, so a little bit of an oops moment happening for both sides in the first 30 seconds. Look, it was a long delay since our last game. We're still warming up. Case in point, both Rocket Spectator and DeBoss kind of had a swing and a miss right there. Now on that defensive side of the field, Ethan, is going to set up a teammate well right here. Or do they take it themselves? No, they give it to Bone, who doesn't make contact. Sweeping, diving defense will clear it towards the corner, but they're a little bit slow on the counterattack. DeBoss gets bumped off by Sniper, opens the doorway for Ethan, pops it right over Pop, and now it should be a goal. Ethan down and not in. DeBoss with the diving save.
Able to punch that one in, still pressuring K-Bone off the sidewall, looking to maybe pinch this one. It does get saved away by Rocket. Now it's going to bounce up Sniper quickly to this one, but that one will also be cleared off to the side. Pop trying to pop that one, unable to do so, though. Sniper also unable to make contact. He's going to get pull shot into this one, does get demoed finally. Chaos erupting right now. Ethan, that's a beautiful shot to the top left. Gorgeous read at Ethan, just playing lights out already for the start of this game.
Now, Pop may have rocked Sniper right there, but wasn't able to rotate back in time for the defense. Look, we know Ethan can take these shots from that midfield line. We know what happens when they're allowed to set themselves up, and I don't want to sound like a broken record from our first series, but it feels like the second matchup in a row where Somerset is being given far too much space in the middle of the pitch.
Of course, we know Gateway having to play up with a sub. Maybe not quite used to that rotation and playing around with that teammate quite yet. But Ethan wants to punish him for it again. A nice flick attempt, but a nice save to get that one around. Licks is just going to clear that, but it's right into the car waiting for a Sniper. And he touched that? Wait a second. What? It didn't look like he touched it.
I thought Ethan faked it as well. We need to see the delicate... It didn't affect the trajectory at all.
Sure, man. All right, Rocket League. You've been tripping me all day today, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. But hey, Ethan, I mean, he'll happily take that goal. It was going in either way, and he might get that one, but that one just slided off the post and sent up Lakes in the one goal, and he gets it around another one, but he's not going to be able to catch up to that one.
Yeah, so every region, I feel like, is known for something, right? OCE, we're known for our own goals. NA is known for losing to EU. And I feel like APAC is usually known for stealing goals away. Ethan probably could fit in within that Asia-Pacific region still. You know, it was very nice. It was still a nice goal nonetheless, and Ethan does get the credit for it. Outside of that opening goal that we saw going Gateway's way, it's kind of been all Somerset once again, and I'm still feeling a little bit concerned right now until we see more midfield pressure, kind of like this. Actually, definitely like that, but where's the rest of the team? Rocket Spectator makes the touch. Both Pop and DeBoss, they're back on their own half right now. They're not willing to follow up on the offensive pressure that their team created.
Oh, this is a good chance, but Rocket Rush, he had the open net, but panicked a little bit, just touched it to the corner. But no, you got to be able to push up with your team as an offense, like you mentioned, just sitting way too far back. And this is another situation. Look at all three players here for Gateway just waiting on the play, and sometimes it's a good thing, but with Somerset, these are good players. They know how to handle time on the ball. You don't want to give them that much time and space.
Okay, Sizz, I just want to point out, I love how professional you are. The fact that you let me just get away with like a sneaky little dig on NA, and there was
you
no
mean the
clap
NA?
back.
Oh, I didn't forget about that. I never. That's in the back of my.
Okay.
We're gonna correlate to that later on. We're gonna let that slide for now because Ethan
I
is
thought you were being nice to your guests, and I wanted to thank you as a gracious host, letting me, come into your house and just put my feet up on the kitchen table. But that's all well and good. Yeah, 1:15 remaining in this one. The boss gonna try to create some space in the middle of the field, but winds up losing possession straight over to Pop, and that could be an opening 1v1 against Sniper, and it's the defense that comes out on top.
Ethan will pop that one up to Cable, and Cable, a light touch to the sidewall, won't be able to get much out of it. Licks a nice cut here, sets up the 1v1 up into the air, looking to set up, gets it past one. It's gonna be barred down, but not barred down. Ski Pop will come in though. Pop's gonna put that one in, and now a chance for Gateway off of the 1v1 play from Licks. The finish here, the time not quite over yet for them.
Yeah, that dribble from Licks really did its work in creating the space required for that shot, and that's what the power of a solo play can do. When you make just one defender miss on that solo play, it will usually cause a defense to panic. And considering how dominant Somerset has been throughout today, we really haven't seen them on the back foot. Mostly it's been like this, right? Strong kickoff, offensive pressure, eventual goal. That's all well and good, but I want to see them panic a bit more. I want to see more of those solo plays create that pressure. I don't want to see them get away with whatever this kickoff goal was. Congrats, Bone. Well done. 4-2 right now in their favor, probably securing game number 1. However, Gateway has shown more signs of life than what we saw in our third series of the afternoon, and I still don't want to write off this team just yet.
All that work taken away in an instant from that kickoff goal, but like I said, still possibly maybe a comeback here. Licks and beats out one. He had a good chance, but Ethan is just so solid on the rotations. Maybe Rocket off the side. No boost, just had to take the shot. Well, taking the shot does work, I guess, in this situation. Not quite sure what happened here, but that one manages to go back into the back of the net, and that looks like some EU defense if I've ever seen it.
True. But no, I think the bigger thing that I don't like about that goal was the fact that it came off the unforced error, yes. So credit where it's due. The touch was on target. Somerset missed the save. They deserve to be scored against. But had that save been made, Somerset would have been allowed to go all the way back to the orange side of the field. Once again, there was no real follow-up happening. So I was just, sitting back waiting for that big clear. And I almost feel like Somerset got a little bit too comfortable, and that's how come the goal went in. Now, Ethan's going to put one last shot into the net, 5-3. That one ices game number 1. Yes, Ethan, we know you're amazing at striking the ball from anywhere on the pitch. Again, well done. You're fantastic. But I just feel like right now, Gateway is on the precipice of making this a very, very even series. They just need to follow up a little bit more on that offensive side of the pitch, and we could have something special in this best of 5.
This is something I'm concerned about that I don't want to see for the rest of this series, and that is Gateway scoring a goal after so much hard work, and then you blink and Somerset scores right back on you. You just can't let that happen. It's going to kill your mental. Your mental is just going to go into the drain if that keeps happening to you. But I mean, it's only game number 1. They still have plenty of time here, Max.
Oh, yeah, no, there is plenty of time. And again, that first game is usually that warm-up game, especially considering how they've had some players playing over in Division 2 right now, and they're trying to get back up to speed against what I'm going to safely assume is a much faster team on that Somerset side. It's not surprising that they could be a little bit rusty and, not really having that confidence to go full send just yet. However, when they do full send it, I feel like they're going to find more successes. So I am going to be hoping to see them look to follow up against some of those individual plays that we were seeing. At that same token, though, we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room because it starts with the letter E. Ethan, in 4 games on stream, has gotten 3 hat tricks already.
And it's just so easy to just look back and be like, oh yeah, Gateway, just shut Ethan down. Boom, problem solved. But like, we're not playing for them. It's so much harder to shut down a player like that, a player that is so good playing for his team so consistently today.
Yeah.
Gateway, they just look... towards the end there, I really like that they started pushing up. They were getting goals, they were getting the offense going. But as soon as that happens, it's like their momentum just halts. It just completely stops.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to find some ways to slow Ethan down, find some ways to get a bit more attacking pressure through. This series already closer than our last one. However, that kickoff was just too clean. Ethan again trying to steal the goal away, but this time it's K-Bone who puts it through.
This is just deja vu. Kickoffs are Gateway's kryptonite right now. Every time there's one, it just seems like Somerset is either getting a goal off of it or they are so close to getting one and getting so much pressure right away. And 7 seconds into the game, Gateway, it's not the start you wanted, but Somerset feeling mighty comfortable after that one.
Oh, look at Ethan off of the ceiling right now. Doesn't make contact, but might not have needed to because it's a double touch from K-Bone. We're not even 15 seconds in, and this game is already a 2-0 lead.
K-Bone heard us talking about Ethan. K-Bone 2 for 2 already, 2 goals off a nice double attempt, but you see how much time he had in the air to set that up. No challenge from Gateway, and again, like I said, I'll stress this throughout this whole series if I have to. You've got to challenge him, and it's another kickoff chance for Ethan. Is he gonna put that one in? Not quite, but still. Can K-Bone find the third? No, that's gonna get saved away.
There's something I think fundamentally wrong that the whiffed triple commit is the kickoff that doesn't result in an immediate goal.
This is Rocket League for you. Oh no,
Like,
wait a second.
Well, okay, they got it eventually. But you know what I mean? Like the whip triple commit, that should be the kickoff goal. That should be the one that goes straight through. But instead, this time, Somerset had to work for it. K-Bone with the strike from the middle of the field.
Gateway right now, they're just completely in shambles. They look like their controllers are not working. Their communication, their headsets, they can't hear each other talking because no one knows where the other person is. We saw 2 players in the back end sitting on the boost waiting. It's like, oh yeah, you know, my teammate's got it. Well, your teammate doesn't have it because he's going for the same boost you are. You've got to clean this up because we haven't even had a minute pass yet, and it is a 3-0 game.
Look, I will forgive them for having, you know, their headsets turned off to the players if they're listening to your wonderful voice right now. I feel like that's the only excuse they could possibly have. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case right now. Yeah, just communicational missteps, some defensive missteps, some big kickoff missteps, and you're already in such a big hole. And remember, this is a best-of-3 series that they're already down 1 game in. It's looking more likely than not that we're going to be once again put in a 2-0 situation now. I have more confidence in Gateway's ability to come back than what we saw in our previous series because they have shown us some signs of life offensively. But until these kickoffs are cleaned up, every time they score, it's going to be a threat against them once again. And it's so strange to see a kryptonite being a kickoff so prominent in a series so early. Yet here we are 3-0 down, only 2 minutes into our second game.
Gateway's starting to look like Team BDS at the major right now in front of the crowd because they are getting nothing going. Ethan looking for a 4th off of the demo, has the ceiling read, but that was too low. Almost an O goal here. What is happening? Here chaos is erupting for Gateway, and somehow Somerset, they always find a way to put it back in the net.
That's just awkward. I mean, Licks took as much time as they needed to line themselves up, and instead of clearing the ball, they thought, Ethan, it's been a thorn in my side. Forget the ball, forget the play. I'm just going to smash them as hard as I can. And you know what? Part of me respects that, but another part of me also respects the hat trick that K-Bone has been able to find themselves already in this series. 2 minutes in, 4-0 lead. A minor disaster for the Gateway side, unfortunately, as we do approach that halfway point. Time to bring it back if they can get some offensive pressure going. However, the big stat that's standing out to me right now, 2 shots on the Gateway side. That's it through half of our first game, or our second game, I should say.
I'll be honest, I don't even know where those 2 shots came from because Somerset
Neither.
It looks like they always have the ball in front of their car. Ethan has been hibernating on the ceiling right now, just waiting. And there's another one back down to K-Bone. K-Bone's gonna put it in, and Somerset is going for clips right now, freestyling, having the time of their life. Look at Ethan. He's like, yeah, I'll be here. Hit me up. I'll hit it right back down to you.
Reminiscent of well-known oceanic superstar Paradise that I'm sure everyone here has heard of.
Is that crickets chirping in the background? I hear there, but
Paradise from Griffith University. Good old Paradise. I could just be making up names right now, and you'd have to take my word for it. Oh, that's a good pass to Ethan, who doesn't take the shot, instead throws it back to Sniper. I love that 1-2-3. Pop did have it read, but absolutely Somerset. They appear to be playing with their food at this stage, and it's not the kind of playing with your food, you know, where they're letting up on the gas. No, they're just pushing themselves to go for really creative plays, and it's actually kind of fun to watch.
Ethan set up a crazy double attempt there, almost had it, but the post got him, and Licks takes control. We saw this last game, left it a 1v1 licks. That's twice now he has come through for his team in this situation. A nice carry, uses the flip well, but 5-1, I think Somerset is like, yeah, we can let that go in. We might let another one go in because we are feeling mighty fine right now on the ball.
Actually, I know a name now that I can compare Ethan to. Amphis. Surely you know who Amphis is, as Ethan puts in yet another.
I'm sweeping away the cobwebs in my brain, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't find it in
You
storage.
said the team before. Ground zero.
Cobwebs still there. Ground zero. Thank you for
Ground zero,
revitalizing my memory. But that was a long major ago because they failed to qualify for this major. But speaking of qualifying, the ball is qualifying into the net. Somerset, I think this was a little bit more intentional for this one. They didn't send anyone to. I don't know. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm not quite
No,
sure
it's more ground. It's more ground zero plays. Ground zero also is a team that would sometimes go for complete fake kickoffs and have no one go for it. But usually that's because they're sending one player off the sidewall, two players into the back corner to make sort of that fast read, and they'll take a pass from their own box, essentially 3/4 of the way up the field, usually to Amphis, and then they'll find the goal off of that. However, when Somerset attempted it, it didn't really work out.
Nice fake coming out from Cable. I'm actually going to set up Licks. The pass to Pop, but Pop wasn't ready for it. Didn't have the boost secured. Sniper's going to pass to Cable, and Cable's going to launch it. It's going to be an open net. No one home for Gateway. No, even if they were home, Somerset still will probably find a way to hit it to the back. Nice pass from Sniper. A nice shot from Cable, and they are just lights out right now.
How strong is your math?
It depends. If higher level math, I'll probably fail it. But, you know, basic
7
math,
out of 8. What percentage is that?
7 out of 8. All right. Well, I know it's definitely pretty close. So it's going to be high. It's going to be a high number. We'll go with that.
It's 87.5, I believe, percent. But the point is, that's the shot percentage right now coming out of Somerset at this stage. 8 shots, 7 of them have gone in. Every single touch right now just feels so accurate, so dangerous, and they're having fun with their shots as well. That's the scariest part. Of course, the percentage did just go down as Ethan didn't quite put that one through. However, when you're shooting above 50%, you're having a good game. When you're shooting above 75% and have 7 goals on the table, you are unstoppable. And even though Pop is able to get one back right now, this game is already well out of reach.
Well out of reach. K-Bo not really sad this one went in. Questionable fake in that situation. You don't really want to fake the ball when it's that close in front of your net. But yeah, like you said, it's still pretty out of reach here. 4 goals to Somerset. The way they've been playing, K-Bo is just casually 100% 5 for 5 right now. You know, no big deal. Just pocket change for him. But no, seriously, Somerset is playing lights out. Gateway has yet to have an answer. Most of their goals that have went in this game has been more or less Somerset kind of trolling on their own end of the side. But this game is getting close to ending here, Max. I could be wrong, but I've got a bold prediction coming in. It might be a clean sweep.
I don't want to go that far yet. As dominant as this game has been, as I watched K-Bone get
6 for 6, by the way. 6 for 6.
The third double touch. Yep. Okay, cool. 6 for 6. Yep. Fantastic. As we're watching K-Bone do that, normally I'd be Debbie Downer, but I keep going back to game 1, and I keep remembering the signs of life, and I'm watching how risky Somerset is starting to approach a lot of these shots, and while their accuracy has been unreal this game, it's all about whether or not they kind of keep this up or try to push themselves even further. Hubris can be a dangerous thing in Rocket League, and that pinch was ridiculous. Okay, you know what? No, forget it. I'm done. It's a sweep. Call it right now. Do we even need to play game 3?
K-Bone 7 for 7 off of this gorgeous team pinch. Go ahead and clip that one. You can put it in your freestyling montage if you want. But I mean, hey, if you really want to delve down to the psychological aspect, you've got a point. You know, you get too comfortable, you get too lollygaggy, you overkill on everything. You're just going for these clips and these funny-looking plays, these mechanical plays. Gateway could take control of that. They could wake up this last game and make this more of a series. Do they do that? That is definitely the question on hand, because even when they're kind of semi-trolling, they are still scoring. That's just scary for Gateway.
I mean, that was still like an 83% shot percentage from the Somerset team in a game where they scored 9 goals. Like, that is not acceptable, unfortunately. The Somerset, it's not acceptable for you. That is too unfair. You need to give your opponents a little bit more of a chance right now, because when you are shooting that well, when you're pulling off those kinds of freestyle shots against a defense that has unfortunately struggled to kind of really make any plays in the skies. Gateway's aerial game has been a little bit lackluster, unfortunately, and it's really been a situation, I feel like, of Somerset exploiting that and going for these double touches, going for a couple, air dribbles, and really creating their pressure that way. I'd like to see Gateway challenge a little bit more off the backboard in the air. We'll see if they're going to be able to do it. If they do, maybe they can bring it back. However, at the moment, it's looking pretty dire for the team in orange.
And normally through these games, we expect one player to really pop off or kind of lead the way for their team. And while Gateway has really been licks in those 1v1s, none of the players have really shown out. And I'm not a math major by any means. Statistics is not my my strong suit, but statistically speaking, you got to get some offense going from someone, or this is just going to keep going downhill.
Well, I've learned my statistics from the great Professor Steiner of Scott, and he got a bunch of numbers and a bunch of gibberish, and I don't really want to do that right now because, look, it's Licks getting the first goal. There we go for the side of Gateway. For the first time in this series, they have a lead.
No, Licks pulling out the formula of Rocket League said, how do you find X equals what? Score the ball. That's the answer to all of your problems. Licks doing it well for his team. I mean, he's been the highlight player for their offense this entire series, but can they keep it going? Or Somerset going to get one right back, even on the backboard. Somehow hits both bars, but it doesn't go in.
And the kickoff has been the... Oh, that's awkward. The kickoff was the most successful way for Somerset thus far. I don't like that double commit whiff coming from the Gateway side. It really puts their defense in an awkward position. Let's see if they can recover at the moment. It's Rocket Spectator who actually double committed for the boost with Licks. That's a little bit awkward, and that's going to allow more pressure to be set up. Ethan is still just driving around on the backboard right now, still just waiting for that pass forward, and here it comes. They don't like that one, so they're going to try to set it up again, and then Ethan comes off the backboard as the ball lands right where they were before. Now Ethan makes the play from the backboard side, but can't turn it into a shot.
Someone needs to put a no parking sign on the backboard because Ethan has been up there way too long for his team, I think, for comfort, but still, they haven't got scored again. That's going to be an accidental pitch. Papa's very awkward. I don't think he expected that at all. And what generally you expect to see a team pinch. K-Bone is just pulling out the 300 IQ here, using Licks for that, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, as you saw Ethan once again trying to steal that one away, playing off that backboard right now. And I do agree with you. I think Ethan is spending a little bit too much time on that backboard. Need I remind you, this is still a tight ball game right now, and that kickoff wasn't the best looking approach from Somerset. In fact, that was the best kickoff we've seen from Gateway yet. And I feel like Gateway, they can take advantage of this 2v3 situation as long as Ethan is playing that far forward. This is that hubris I was kind of hinting at back in game number 2. It can come back to bite you.
A nice 1v1 scenario, a good 50, but no one there. Rocket's just too far back. He's not going to be able to get contact, so Licks will take control off the sidewall. Gets bumped for his efforts, still trying to land to get the 50, but hit it too soon. K-Bone allows him to set something up. Pop with the instant challenge does deny that. The demo from K-Bone just to clear up some of this space, but really, it's K-Bone trying to work the space to Ethan. Ethan almost getting the redirect off the backboard, but yeah, like you said, it is just completely carefree right now for Somerset, especially Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for these backward redirect shots, which is all well and good, don't get me wrong, but we've already seen just from that play alone, I feel like Gateway has learned how to defend it, and that's just disrupting the setup as much as possible. That's how come they're playing so far back, and it means that getting that redirect, it's going to always be through traffic, and I don't actually see a world where Ethan gets this shot realistically unless it's a gross mistake from the Gateway side. However, what has been happening as a result, and this is worth acknowledging, Somerset has been finding some goals from the middle of the field and a bit further back because the defense is playing so far back due to the threat of Ethan. So even though, yeah, it's a little bit cheesy right now, it is causing Gateway to make some unfortunate defensive decisions. I would like it a lot more if Ethan was rotating back to their defensive side once Gateway does get that offensive pressure. However, you can't deny that it's just backfiring terribly right now.
Indeed, and look at this play from Rocket. Rocket down over to Pop, just a pre-flip into the 50 sniper. Very awkward on the front post there, unable to get that save. And now Ethan, maybe second-guessing himself a little bit by playing hibernation on the backboard. You gotta realize, while your team is doing good handling this 2v3 at the moment, it's still a 2v3. You gotta give them some space here, because I know you try to go for these clips, these plays, but you're down a goal right now.
Yes, Ethan is already once again on that backboard side. You can see the side of Gateway just swarming that ball, not letting it get that distance back down. And now, once again, Ethan on the wrong side of the pitch with offensive pressure coming from Gateway. Pass across the middle, that's gotta be in. And it's now a 2-goal game in favor of Gateway.
I mean, I know we keep like hampering Ethan for this, but I think Gateway's thanking him right now. Like, yeah, stay on the backboard, keep staying on the backboard. We'll keep taking free shots, free goals. Lick's a perfect shot to the top part of the goal. Now, Ethan, if you ever decided to get off the backboard, now might be the time, because this game is slipping out of your hands. It's not going to be easy just to score 2 quick goals in succession with a minute 34 left to go. That was a good chance, but now Gateway looking to set up possibly another goal here on the counter.
Yeah, we'll see what happens through the corner. It's actually one out by Licks. Gets a swing and a miss from K-Bone. Bump, though, it's a slower clear, but it's an awkward touch from Licks once again, and that nearly actually sets up the attack. However, Bone was the third attacker. Sniper has to make a touch from behind. Ethan crossing up the box, but no power behind it, and that could have been another goal on its way in, but once again, power being the sworn enemy of Gateway. They just never seem to have enough of it. They don't find the goal on this attack. 1 minute remaining. It's looking more and more likely, though, that Gateway can hold on.
Ethan, the pass off of the corner. This is a good chance. Licks doesn't have a lot of boost. Has to clear to the midfield. K-Bone, a touch just to keep this in the danger threat zone. Sniper, a pass to the backboard. That's not going to find his way. Saved away by Licks. Pop, a little bit awkward. Ethan's going to look for the back pass. Sniper is there. A doink back to the other side. Ethan, low boost. You're not going to be able to do a lot here. You're off the ceiling. The only purpose you have is your flip. K-Bone is...
Oh!
When I said the only
fair.
thing you have is your flip, I didn't mean you have to do this disgusting ground pitch. 119 kph off the ceiling. Ethan can just do it all. He just has superpowers. I'm convinced his controller's just different than mine. It's just built better.
Imagine what would have happened if K-Bone had hit that ball and it would have come off that top post instead, and how, you know, they would have gotten in each other's way. Look, that's a fantastic goal. I hated the double commit, or the fake, or whatever you'd want to call it. Like, they can go for the plays and still support themselves, but instead, they are still trying to get a little too showy for my liking. They're still down a goal. There's only 20 seconds left. Time is actually running out for Somerset to get this clean sweep.
14 seconds to go. Gateway just has to hold the line off the sidewall now. Ethan's going to take that ball from Sniper. Trying to pass to the midfield. Is there. Cable's going to take the shot. Pop's not going to be able to make contact. And Gateway, your hopes and dreams getting shattered here. Ethan, the pass down. K-Bone just beating out Pop. Pop, you got to play a little bit more patient on that back post.
It's so hard to play patiently, though, against a team as fast as Somerset, so I'm not going to be too critical of Pop in that situation, despite the fact that goal did just slip by them. This game, more likely than not, about to hit overtime as the ball touches the ground. If it is scored by Somerset, our series, our afternoon, our regular season is over. If scored by Gateway, we go at least one more game.
Showboating might be a little bit of a punishment here for Somerset, but they still have time to take this game back and take this series to themselves. K-Bone off the sidewall. Ethan's up quickly looking for the redirect. That one's going to hit the crossbar. Gateway, a sigh of relief after that one. Now Rocket, the 1v1, can't get it past Sniper. Sniper on quickly looking for the 50, gets it past one, but Ethan not there. It looked like he pre-jumped off the ceiling possibly.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far back to really get themselves in position for that demo. Might create an opening, except Pop makes the defender miss, is unable to straighten the ball in time as it bounces off that backboard. Opening not taken. A shot from Licks doesn't come through. There was a small window that they could have struck in the ball. Instead, we go back the other way. Ethan doesn't connect on the pass to Bone, and now they each race towards the ball. Ethan, full take a boost, keeps it nice and snug through the corridor, through the corner as well. It's caught underneath by the defense. Sniper, delicate touch, a little too delicate. Once again, the defense gets the save.
Ethan, a lot of boost off the sidewall. Gonna fake this one, looking for the pinch. Does get the pinch, but Licks just playing patiently. Ethan racing across to secure that other boost. Boost running a little bit low now for Gateway. Off the backboard, Ethan, a high pop, but Sniper went all the way back for the corner. This is a 1-for-1 for Rocket. Rocket's just gonna take the shot, though. This is a dangerous touch from Sniper. It sets up Licks. Licks up quickly from the midfield. We've seen it before, but K-Bone with the pre-jump. Ethan off the sidewall to the midfield. K-Bone is there,
no!
but can't get the aerial. Maybe too quick on that, where you just not able to fully execute. And Licks, that's a great shot. That was gonna find that in just like that. Gateway, we're just going to at least one more game.
I am a little bit speechless right now because realistically, in my mind, I feel like this game should have been won by Somerset. However, they got a little too close to the sun, dare I say, a little Icarus syndrome, I suppose. And the end result is a nice overtime goal from the Gateway side, and they were able to find that Game 3 win. Now, that overtime, it was a lot more competitive. Yes, Somerset still controlled most of the tempo, but it was one overextending play that opened up the doorway eventually, which actually knocked it through. Although, if I were to be a little bit more critical as well, I'd say there's a few opportunities for Gateway to even end that one a little bit earlier. Somerset needs to kind of calm it down a little bit because they're playing too far forward. They're taking too many risks, and now Gateway has figured out how to capitalize on them.
And Gateway, like you said, they had the chance to close out. They didn't early on, but they still managed to find a way and come through in the overtime. Now for Somerset, we can be critical of both sides here, but Ethan staying on that backboard for so long punished them. You got 2 early goals, you had to force an overtime, and then you lost in the overtime off of a poor defensive rotation. So now things are a little bit shaky. You can't really showboat. You can't keep showboat. You're gonna get punished. It's just the cocky play. You get punished for it. I hate seeing it happen because it's like, you know. They can they can punish you for it, and they did. So now I think Somerset, they're gonna be humbled a little bit here. They're gonna kind of sober up. They're like, all right, no more trolling. Let's take this serious. But hey, Gateway, they have some momentum now.
Again, OCE reference, but that comparison of Ethan to Paradise, even more relevant after that one. I will say this, Paradise always used to do the same thing whenever it looked like the series was going their way, would just kind of park on the opponent's backboard. I saw them lose a 2v3 as the team with 3 because Paradise refused to get off the opponent's backboard. It's happened before. It could happen again. So, though, going into this game, Somerset right now, no one's camping on the backboard. Everyone seems to be playing a bit more conventional, minus the double commit, but that's all good because Ethan was still able to find that first goal.
I just like to check the birth certificate of Ethan to make sure he is born in the USA. No, but actually, Ethan off of the backboard here. Nice roll to him. The defense unable to react quickly enough to that one. And Somerset, like you said, like you mentioned, no more backboard, no more camping on the backboard. They are full back to basic fundamental rugby. They want to win the series. They want to close out as a 5-1 team. And the quick shot, the quick volley from K-Bone at the midfield is going to find his way to the back of the net.
Yeah, kind of curious why there was multiple players not in the midfield and not on the backboard, but kind of like a third of the way up the pitch. Very unusual positioning from the side of Gateway. I think they just kind of got caught out a little bit in transition, and unfortunately, as we've seen on a fair few kickoffs so far this series, Somerset, if you're out of position on that kickoff, guess what? Somerset will get that goal.
And we've seen that several times. We're just kind of question marking the defensive position, the defensive play from Gateway. Not sure quite what happened. That's a quick launch down the other side. Will be easily cleared from Sniper. Sniper to K-Bone. K-Bone maybe to Ethan to the backboard looking for the redirect. That's a very difficult angle to get that one to follow through. Licks a little bit of a miss. It does set up Rocket in the 1v1. Can't get the second one to go. Licks will dive in off the backboard.
No!
K-Bone with a pre-flip own goal. I mean, that was a nice shot, but wrong net, friend.
That was... I mean, yeah, that's a fantastic. It was a half flip own goal. I don't think I've ever seen the half flip own goal. That's a first for me.
That's one of those moments where you're like, wow, that was cool. I'll probably never be able to do that again. K-Bone just accidentally peeked in his own net. But I mean, hey, it gets Gateway on the board. Now Licks, maybe the double down to Rocket, but that one's not going to go in, and Pop is going to be left third man all alone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. I don't think I've ever seen like a pre-half flip goal, let alone pre-half flip own goal. That's
got to be a first for me.
we found the 4-leaf clover, right? You know what I mean? We found the end of the rainbow right there, and well, it was something special. I'm not sure it's what Somerset necessarily wanted or needed in this situation. Ethan wants to get off the backboard, although this time it was a bit more set up. Still only a 1-goal differential. Ball's going to waterfall down. Ethan's there, but can't find the strike.
Okay, but quickly, no one's challenging that. He can't find that way towards the side. And Ethan is just trying to keep this ball in front of the net as long as possible. Sniper's going to come in. The pass to Ethan. Ethan off the backboard, but not able to get that angle. Sniper keeping this one in. K-Bone launching this one to the backboard, but Ethan can't get there that fast. Licks off the sidewall, has control, has boost, gonna launch it to the backboard. His teammate's not there. K-Bone with a miss, but still, no one is there. That second man for Gateway refuses to push up, and I feel like you have to in those situations because Ethan's gonna punish you for it.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice little dunk right in front of the net right there. Again, set up not necessarily from the backboard. Instead, it was kind of more through the corner. That wasn't even really a dunk now that I look at it again. It was just more a touch off the crossbar. I thought the defender got a wheel on it. Either way, halfway through this game, a 2-goal lead for Somerset. They're looking a lot more poised in game number 4 than they did in game number 3. And unfortunately for Gateway, that means less opportunities for their side of the field, less chances for them to get these points through. We're going to need to see some very clean Rocket League from the team in yellow.
It's a pre-jump there, trying to get the pass attempt. Unable to do so, though. Pop is reversing all the way back into the net. Not really scared of the situation he was left in. Smart play. Rocket off the sidewalk. Can the Licks get there? No, he's not able to get there fast enough, but waiting patiently. The backboard read. High floating ball. Rocket just too close underneath that ball. K-Bone looking to set up, gets it past one, maybe past another one, and it looks like the moves just froze Rocket. Rocket, not sure what his next move is supposed to be. That one gives Somerset a 3-goal lead.
Can't blame Rocket too much for that play, right? When you kind of have that 2v1 situation, you have to commit to one of the defenders. And even though it looked like Rocket committed towards neither, in reality, Rocket was actually trying to defend both. That's why you kind of saw the pre-flipped attempt, but they just wound up in no man's land at the end of the day. It was a valiant attempt. I liked what they were trying to go for. It would never work. And why is no one near the ball? There we go. Sniper clears it to the corner.
A little bit of a lull in activity there for both teams, but it finally gets cleaned up. And Licks off the corner looking for the read. Oh my goodness, Licks, if you got that shot, I was about to freak out. That was a crazy angle. Unable to get it though. K-Bone lucky to set up a 5th goal for Somerset. Doesn't really need it, but hey, still going for the clips as he almost finds the way back down. And it's really been the Ethan K-Bone show. Sniper's been a little bit quiet on the scoreboard, but he really doesn't have to do a lot. I mean, do you really need to score when you have Ethan and K-Bone on your team? I mean, really?
I mean, it's nice. Scoring goals are fun, but no, you don't necessarily need to. Not with the offensive firepower between these two. And dare I say it, in this series, K-Bone probably has had more, I want to say, clippable moments almost than Ethan has. They've each had their fair share, don't get me wrong. 1 minute remaining till this series is over. And yeah, I'm willing to call it right now. Unless something absolutely dramatic happens, it's going to go in favor of the side of Somerset. Unfortunately, for Gateway, while one team is getting clips, they've been struggling to get much offensive pressure at all. They had some highlights in Game 3, but since then, it's all been in favor of the team in black.
I'm all but gone for Gateway, and that's something I really like to point out to people. K-Bone is playing on a console, so is Sniper, and people, I think, underestimate how difficult that is. It's so much laggier than a PC. It's harder to react to things. It takes longer for it to register for your input. So for K-Bone to be this good playing on a console, going for all these clips, it just shows like how good of a player he is, how good of a team Somerset is correlating with each other. And Gateway, while they've had their moments, they've had their times to shine, it's just not been there against this team today.
It's why I only play on Switch, so I can get that, you know, hardcore training in the tougher game mode, kind of like, you know, weighted clothing. 3 seconds remaining in this game as the timer will tick down. Chance for one more goal, perhaps. Ethan will punch it through. 5-1, our final score line. 3-1, our final series line, as it is going to be all Somerset this afternoon. They get both of their series victories.
Somerset, you can't really ask for a better ending to the season than that. Closing out both of your games in a doubleheader. You had a game rescheduled. You played your hearts out, your minds out. You played so well. Ethan, K-Bone, Sniper, you all played well. Gateway, a valiant effort against this team, but Somerset ultimately got the better of them. 12 shots that game. Somerset securing the number 2 seed going into playoffs. And Max, what a day of Rock League really has been.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fun day for sure. And for Somerset, as you mentioned, securing that number 2 seed, that means they're on that opposite side of the bracket from Penn Trafford, which really was the goal they were looking for. In theory, they're going to be the two teams possibly meeting in that final with everyone else looking to play spoiler. And that could be a very fun matchup. I mean, we saw both sides of Somerset, though. To this afternoon, I feel like we saw them at their best. We also saw them a little bit overconfident and at their worst. However, when we go back to game 2, Penn Trafford against Berlin, that was the best looking Berlin we've seen, and that was a sketchy looking Penn Trafford. I feel like these playoffs are still very much up for grabs.
Playoffs, like March Madness in basketball or like any playoff setting, anything can happen. That's the joy of the postseason. Which, speaking of that, the first week of playoffs for Division 1 and Division 2 for Rock League is going to start next week. So tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Esports Company High School League's final week of Overwatch Division 1 Division 2 takes place, with Division 1 here on twitch.tv/esports company and Division 2 taking place on twitch.tv/tech high school league. Be sure to do !socials if you want to keep up with me, if you want to keep up with Max and all his casts. To keep up with the Esports Company socials. If you want to keep up with us, go ahead and do !casters. But Max, it was a pleasure casting with you today. So much good Rock League. Any final words for the people out there?
Yes, I don't know what the brackets are exactly, but I really want to see that rematch between Forest Hills and Hollidaysburg. That get best of 5 series was absolutely insane. And also, As I always like to say whenever I cast in the quote unquote major regions, support your minor regions as well. Be sure to tune in to the OCEs, the APACs, the SAMs, the MINAs, because there's great Rocket League happening all over the world. And I just want to be a banner spokesperson and say, just watch it wherever you can.
Rocket League is getting better and better. Those regions are getting better and better every single major. But that is going to wrap it up for us. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. Stay safe. Drink some water, please, because it's really healthy for you. And we'll be seeing you later at the eSport Company.